Hi, Odinn. Did you like that intro? Odinn! Well, Odinn's here also, and we have a new little Discord that we set up so that you could be more interactive, I guess.
Sorry.
Hey, Odinn! How'd you like the intro? No comment. Anyway, so let me get a link, an invite to the.
That was funny as hell.
Actually, there's an invite link in the description of this video for that particular live stream Discord server if anybody wants to join us. There's a whole bunch of people in voice right now. I think I have my earphones on so that nobody can really hear, but I see Boomer's joining us. Hi, Boomer. How you doing? Let me open my mic or my ears in the Discord server and see if anybody's talking. All right, you guys, we're live. How's everybody doing tonight? This is going to be difficult for me to remember which mic I need to open. I don't know. I think I need to open the other mic in the on the panel. Hang on.
Your panel's open.
Yeah, it's open. Okay. Can you hear me twice? Are you guys hearing me twice?
I am.
I don't know if I should open this one.
Yeah, it's coming through twice.
Okay, I'm going to leave the, I don't know if you're watching it on YouTube, I'm going to leave the mic here on the Discord closed, but I think if you guys talk, I have the earbuds or the ear muffs off so I can hear you on the live panel if you guys have anything to add or whatever. Or if anybody wants to join, like I said, there's a link in the description of this video. So what do you guys want to talk about tonight? I thought maybe since we're all a bunch of trolls here, people could troll us or whatever. I have some gifts too that are fun to look at.
Are you going to share the screen so they can hear them?
Oh yeah, let me do that.
What do you think about the ban on Cajuns going over to Texas or quarantine?
How about that? How about that? Well, I don't know that they want to ban you. I think they just want you to be quarantined for, Hi, Jeff.
Oh, and I understand that, but it's not really constitutional. But I totally understand, keeping your ass home and away from people. But
yeah, it's getting serious though, travel advisories for certain states. And, I know the Florida governor wants people to isolate for 14 days. If they come from Louisiana or New York, they have to go into isolation for 14 days. They're even talking about putting up, checkpoints and stuff in Florida. So, it's getting serious.
from what the news said here is that they already have it. If your plates have Louisiana, New York, Connecticut, and I forgot the other one, you're turned around, or you go into a 14-day quarantine, one or the other. I don't know if it's true. That's just what the news reported.
Sorry I'm taking so long to respond. I'm having to find the proper button to unmute myself. I'm sorry. So say that again. They say what if as long as you have a Louisiana license plate?
Yes, Florida did is if you have a Louisiana tag, a New York tag, or a Connecticut tag, and there's another one too. that you either get turned back around or you go into a 14-day mandatory quarantine. And how is that legal? We're not under martial law.
Martial law. No, I guess you know, who the hell knows how it's legal? It's probably legal.
And some of the smaller, narrow.
Hi, Sasquatch.
Good evening.
What did the people in the Discord think about that? Where are they putting those checkpoints at? My issue is that if I talk to you with this mic open, kind of reverse spinning through. So I keep this mic closed when I talk to y'all. It's delayed. Where are these checkpoints? Question mark?
I can't hear you. I just hear somebody breathing. I think it's Sasquatch.
Okay. Yeah, it's because Sasquatch had. I think he might be in the Discord server as well. And when I keep my mic open in the Discord server in here, it kind of reverbs back. It's like you can hear both ends.
They just showed, I have no idea. They just showed on news that there was state police and regular police at the border of Texas and Alabama. So I don't know where all the checkpoints are. Not Texas, I'm sorry, Florida and Alabama.
Well, it's probably not a bad idea. I mean, I don't know that it's going to help anything. I have a feeling people will still be able to get in there, you know? They'll still figure out a way to get into Texas and into Florida without having to go through the checkpoint, you know? So I don't know that it's going to do any good, but, you know, it's probably a good idea for people from Louisiana to stay here for now. I mean, that sucks, you know, because certainly we don't. It sucks, you know, that you can't travel, or you know, if you have something to do, or you have people out of town, or you have plans. For goodness sakes, this all came up kind of sudden. It sucks, you know. It's probably the best thing, but some people don't have any other choice, you know.
Right. I totally agree with you. I just, without being under martial law, I don't see how they can stop you. I mean, they can ask you, but I don't see how they can legally stop you from traveling.
Yeah, and my guess is that, you know, they're just going to do it and then ask questions later, you know, just live with the consequences.
Very well possible, too.
I don't know if it would be better if I open the mic in the Discord server or if I open the mic here, because they're on a delay and they're not hearing us for a couple of seconds. And if I talk to them in the Discord server, y'all might not hear me for a couple of seconds.
Teresa, what people in Discord could do is mute YouTube. Just mute YouTube.
Let me go in and see if anybody has anything to add. I'll mute this mic and see how that goes. Hang on one second.
Good evening, all.
Hello.
Howdy.
Yeah, it's Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Texas, Louisiana, and Florida are all saying, don't come here. Oh, excuse me. Rhode Island is the one that's using their National Guard to knock on doors to see if you're from New York.
Oh, that wasn't reported.
Yeah, it was.
Well, where I'm at, it wasn't reported.
Yeah, they're using local and state police on the borders, National Guardsmen. They're pulling over any New York plated car. I'm sure New Jersey plated as well, because we're now number 2.
Okay, I'm not really sure how this is working out. Okay, wait. NJ's talking in the Discord now. This is getting confusing. I don't know if this is gonna work out. How do we fix this? How do we fix this, Odin?
I think if you put your Discord up and share the screen.
I have it up. I'm sharing the screen. Can you see it?
Yeah.
See, I have the earbuds, the ear things off, so you can hear what they're saying. When they talk, it should come through on my mic. They said they can hear us. It's just when they talk, I guess. Yeah, see, there's a little bit of a delay, so I can hear. Could you hear him just now talking?
No.
Oh, like this, so that I can hear them. That's probably why you don't hear them talking. All right, try it now, Alt. Say something.
I kind of heard him.
Yep, he said, hey.
Yeah, Odin, you try to open up your mic and see if you can hear him better. I don't know. It was really loud whenever you did it earlier.
Odin going deaf. I don't know if I could handle that.
Yeah, this is anyway, this is
Can you all hear?
all right. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna probably I'm gonna put my earbuds on for Discord, and then maybe after a while we'll go back into the Discord and I guess kill the. I really don't know. We're gonna have to kill that for just for now and put my earbuds on. Hang on.
I'm cheating. I'm using 2 different devices.
Do you guys want to see some of these gifs?
Sure.
Do you guys you remember let's see, I don't know which room I'm in. Hang on. I'm gonna leave the mic open. You might hear some stuff from my house. Let's see. I guess this is just a meme that somebody made. I won't mention his name. And this one, I didn't realize we actually had a GIF of this. I have a little video clip of Justin that he's done with everybody. See that? Where's the other one? We got all these. I uploaded a bunch from my collection. This is one of my favorites. I don't know why. This is one of my favorites too. Who's talking? I can hear something. Anyway, does anybody have anything to talk about? Where's Odin? This whole live panel was Odin's idea. So, Odin, what you got to say?
I didn't hear anybody talk.
What you got to say, Odin?
It's
There's like 70 people
all
watching.
Boomer's fault.
Well,
Hey, Slacker.
I'll say it. Odin's an asshat because he's not talking.
Sorry about that.
So, but you know, Boomer and I are both in Louisiana here. I don't know. Boomer's closer to New Orleans. I'm not trying to give away or dox her or anything, but how bad is it over there, Boomer?
People are ate up with the dumbass. They're not heeding the warning and staying home. They're just driving the roads being retards.
Well, the governor was on TV or something today. Ross was telling me that he said he was saying something about you don't need to go to the bank every single day. Go to the bank once a week. Go to the grocery store once a week. Stay home.
That's pretty much how it is here as well. Literally, the roads are not dead. It's normal traffic. There's a snowball stand across the bayou from me, and literally the cars are up and down the highway waiting to get a fucking snowball. Oh, sorry.
Everybody's
Yeah, well,
running around to get that last package of toilet paper.
it's yeah, it's pretty busy around here too. I have only seen the slacking off of the school traffic because the kids aren't really going to school, but they give away lunches there every day now. So, you know, there is some traffic that goes through school. I was
Right.
looking at, in fact, maybe I could bring it up. I was looking at a live stream from Times Square in New York, and it's dead out there, and it's not dead like that here.
Not here either.
Here it's not dead either, but our mayor, whatever, he elected somebody to be head of this stupid thing. Said you can go out and walk your dogs, as long as you stay 6 feet away from somebody. You can go to the grocery store, buy what you need, and all that.
Well, here in New Jersey, the roads are dead. My wife and I ran out real quick because we heard our big box store had paper goods, and we're not absolutely low on toilet paper, but we could use a backup package. And when we got there, there was plenty of paper towels and napkins and water, but no toilet paper. I guess the trick is to get there early in the morning. Trouble is, you get there early in the morning, you got to be 65 or older.
Last time I went to the grocery store, they had limits on food, beef, eggs, produce. Well, I think produce, but I know it was like meats and shit like that, canned goods. But I have it like they had toilet paper. They just was really expensive.
Yeah, their prices are being hiked, not necessarily to take advantage completely. I forget the word for that, but yeah, the prices are up. And
Hey, can I have just a moment to answer
good.
this fucking Missouri retard that's in the chat right now? What is my medical condition? I'd like to know, sir, what is your medical condition? What is the nature of your disability, sir? What is it that got you disabled in the army, sir? What was it? Why would you be 70% disabled? What the fuck is wrong with your body, sir? Okay, go on. I'm sorry I interrupted. Go ahead. What were you saying?
S&S production. At least Teresa doesn't need to put up a fake coin to get people to come to her channel and try to buy views with fake
I don't have to
silver.
fake my disability. I don't have to fake and fake and fake and bring on more fakers and steal money from people. I've never been to jail for stealing the money. I've never been to jail for writing bad checks. What's your medical condition? DDT, how you doing? Oh, I wanted to play some of Becca's video too. She had a little response video. I don't remember who it was to, though. Did you guys see it?
No, I didn't.
Nope, sure haven't.
Are you there, DDT?
S&S. What a joke.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stop all the conversation. Don't worry about that guy. He's retarded. Yeah, there is another something that I wanted to mention tonight before we go any further, and that, is my good friend RC and some of the nasty rumors that have been, spread around about him, and just, how upsetting it is to have to watch that happen to, the things that I've been through, because I know how difficult they can be. I know how hard that is. I know how hard it is to hear people say things about you that you know are completely false, and to see other people around you that you thought were your friends buy into it. That is very, very hurtful. And I hate watching anybody that I know have to go through it. But someone made some really nasty allegations about my friend RC, and we're all wanting to see the proof, or would really like to hear an apology. You know, not that there's any proof. I know my friend well enough to know that none of those things are true, but just kind of upsets me to have to watch any one of my friends or anyone that I care about have to go through some of the things that people will put others through, just to make themselves maybe look better, or, for whatever their reasons are. Because
Oh,
it's
I was just
hurtful.
trolling. It was just a troll. No, that was meant to do personal harm.
So, but I wanted to say that, I know RC well enough to know that none of those things are true. I yeah, I mean, if I thought for 1 minute they were, I would have pulled all the records anyway. So, you know, just ju- the hardest part for me though is to have to see someone else go through that, and it's just sad. Life's not fair. Shit happens, and people suck. But I just wanted to, I just wanted to say something about it. I just wanted to vent about it because it's really upsetting.
RC is a good guy. Crazy old fart.
There are a lot of good people out there in the world, and there's there's nothing. I guess even the worst person in the world. It's kind of a philosophy I have. The first thing that you can think about that the worst person in the world has ever done. Every human being has the capability of doing that inside of them. I don't know what happens to your head, what some people can go through to actually physically do some of the horrible things that they do. I don't know, but every human being is capable of doing it. Some just choose not to do it. Most choose not to do it, and so I try to look past a lot of things. I try to remember that people are human and human beings are not perfect, and an apology solves a lot for me. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't like watching other people get hurt. That's something that bothers me, and I guess that's one of the reasons that if I see you as a victim, I'm sure going to go after whoever's victimizing you. DDT, are you back? Hello. What about everybody else? Is everybody else on the panel still here, or did I put you all to sleep?
Still here.
Still here.
Still here.
Yeah.
So, Boomer, anything else going on there? Have you seen any like refrigerated trucks that they're bringing in or anything like that?
Well, I haven't been out much, but I had to go to the hospital to take another x-ray, and they had a lot of National Guard. When I say a lot, I mean a lot. But the National Guard base, they had a lot of private vehicles, just not the military vehicles there.
Well, I had to get out Monday and drive up to Sunset. And when I was coming back on I-49, they had quite a few military vehicles that were driving on the interstate, but none of them had anything loaded up on them. They were just the trucks just driving somewhere. You know, I don't. They were going towards Lafayette. Maybe they were going to pick up supplies and bring them somewhere. I'm not sure. Maybe that's what it was. But they were unloaded trucks that were apparently going to pick things up. That's about all I've really seen. You know, I know that
Well,
I
it was
heard that they.
and it
Go
was
ahead.
it was Humvees, and it was the big trucks with the, it looked like a carriage over, like the whatever over the top of it. I couldn't see inside of it, but there was quite a bit of them. I mean, and they were heading, just down the road from where I live.
Yeah, it's a convoy.
Yeah, the ones I saw weren't really in convoy mode. You know, they'd see a few, and then you'd go a while, and then you'd see a few more. You'd see them at the gas station filling up or whatever. So, but I've seen them around, and there's a lot more on the road than there normally is. So you see them moving. I mean, you know, we have Fort Polk, and we have some military bases here, so you do see them moving stuff around from time to time.
With this base, usually there's only, and it's the National Guard base, but it's usually only like maybe a couple of personal vehicles there, and not a whole lot of anything goes on there anymore. But there's a lot of personal vehicles there now. I would say close to 100.
Our little National Guard base armory thing that they have here in town is pretty quiet. I know whenever they have, you know, their activities there or whatever, the store always cooks for them, so I usually know when they're on their maneuvers or doing whatever they do there. They go there sometimes for like a week and do stuff, and we'll cook for them all week. But we haven't been doing that, so I don't think that apparently they're not like, what do you call it, staging there. They must be staging somewhere else.
Well, from what the news said here is they're going to be doing 2 field hospitals, and one of them close to where I am, and another one closer towards Lafayette area.
Yeah, I'd been hearing about that. They're expecting New Orleans to be overrun by the 1st of April with the healthcare system there is going to be overrun by the 1st of April. There's just a few more days. So that's what I'm saying. I think you're probably going to see a lot more activity. And now in my particular area or my parish, Acadia Parish, there's 9 cases now, 1 death. And that's really weird because 9 cases that popped up in the last like 2 days. There was none. We didn't have any, and then now we have 9, and one person's dead. So I don't know.
Yeah, yesterday there was 23 cases, I believe, in my parish, and now there is 38 with 3 deaths, or 4 deaths. 4 deaths.
I'm worried about my parents.
Me too. I am too, and my daughter. But we just started the drive-through at our local hospital, the drive-through testing. So I know our numbers are going to go up dramatically.
Yeah, I was going to say that in Erath, they have a drive-through testing site in Erath, Boomer, of all places. You know how big Erath is?
You blink and you go through Erath. What the hell?
Erath is combined with Delcom, and you still blink going through there and you miss it.
That is too funny. Why
I
Erath?
know. I don't know. I guess because it's central for the Abbeville kind of area. I'm guessing, I'm guessing because it's
They
on
don't
Highway
even have a
14.
hospital.
No.
You don't
I
need
don't
a
know. I
whole
thought, why
year.
ERATH? What are they think? Maybe they just want those people kind of out of the way. I don't know.
Yeah, for testing, you don't need anything but medical personnel and protective gear because you're not really treating the people. You're just swabbing their noses and storing it and shipping it. The trick I think that they're looking at is the logistics of it. If they've got a large enough parking lot or a large enough area where they can set up and have it remote enough where you're not going to get walk-ins.
ERATH is remote. I mean, literally, there's a railroad track and maybe a couple of bars and a
I
few
got a dollar
restaurants.
store. They got a dollar
Oh,
store there.
yep, and a dollar store, which was a new one, like,
It's
I don't
pretty
know,
new.
5 or 6 years ago, or 4 years ago, whatever it was, last time I went through.
So you can spit from one side to the other side, eh?
They're looking for areas that they can control easily with the amount of traffic that they anticipate getting. And something like the venue you have here at the PNC Arts Center, or what used to be the Garden State Arts Center off the Garden State Parkway, there's only really 3 entrances to it, and actually 2 entrances, and it can be controlled. And that's a big thing when you've got a lot of traffic.
I'll be right back.
Let me see if I can find these military records that I have for this creepy motherfucker.
One of the other things I've seen, and I'm trying to keep track of it, and I haven't been able to do that lately, is the fact that there are people in some of the states that are getting extreme that are actually going to court with the governor and the state looking for an injunction against some of what they're doing.
And this, oops, and the server that was broadcasted isn't the popular kids server. It is streaming memes. Discord, you can build your own server like you do your own channel, people.
Oh, he's retarded. He doesn't understand. He thinks Discord is a word that only means what the Webster's Dictionary says. Blah, blah, blah. DDT, can you hear us?
Bounce him to backstage, see if he notices.
If there's a mod on the panel, hint Boomer, you should put a link in the general chat.
DDT, can you hear us?
I'm outside with my dog right now, and my neighbor just walked over, so I'm listening, but, you know.
What does your neighbor think about Odinn?
She calls him a peanut butter mouth.
He loves me.
DDT, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. We can hear you now. I thought there was a problem.
I just quit out and rejoined. And luckily you were there to see me backstage. So,
hey, you can go work for Verizon Wireless now.
well, maybe. And what, make the same amount we make now?
I'm joking about the way you said, can you hear me now?
For the Discord, Miss Joe, if you're able to.
Oh, sorry. Now, Teresa, this isn't exactly what you had in mind. We're doing like a regular live panel, and you got a full show.
We got a little issue with the voice coming through, and I might have to use that panel with OBS instead of this panel, this yard panel, whatever this thing's called. It might work better with OBS.
Well, if you can keep the stream going, play like Becca's video or or mass hole report, you know what you got to do, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna we're gonna keep the stream going. I think we're gonna kind of abandon the the attempts at the Discord, the only thing that I can really do is show the screen, and to be able to listen, we've got a delay, and so it's not working out like I had hoped, but next time I do a live stream, we'll try OBS, and I guess maybe if Odinn pesters me enough, we'll work with the OBS this week and try to get it working so that we'll be able to actually have conversations with everyone that is in the live chat on the Discord, so that people will understand what Discord is. Mostly,
So the problem is it's a big delay.
Yeah.
right. I got a couple seconds of delay, and so when when I talk to them, and then it comes back through on YouTube while I'm talking here on the StreamYards, it's a couple of seconds behind, and people are talking over each other, and it's kind of mixing everything up.
Well, that's why you would have to go solo. Oh, excuse me. That's why you would have to go solo, kind of, and have the people.
I see. That would be a good idea, to go solo, share the screen.
If it's delayed, the YouTube chat room's not gonna know too much, kind of,
That's a good idea. We'll try it on your next live panel.
Oh, my it says I'm going live again. I may just never do it again.
Oh, you are the loudest typer next to Merb.
Yeah, Odinn, what the fuck is that, man? Come on,
It's
that's
my
as bad
keyboard.
as
It's designed to sound like that.
that's as bad as Doritos on.
My keyboard is designed to sound like that.
Well, why don't you mute yourself whenever you're typing?
Because I don't want to fucking mute.
I think you're just slapping your keyboard.
Why you try to take my free speech away, Boomer? Damn Nazi.
Fuck you.
He's playing the drums on his keyboard. I'm
Hi,
fucking
Clash.
with you.
Hi, everybody in the chat.
So, well, I don't know. Where do we go from now? I don't know.
Let's watch. Do y'all mind watching Becca's video? Let me see if I can find it. Talk amongst yourselves.
Well,
Who's Becca?
she would love for the exposure, I'm sure.
Yeah, next step is martial law.
Yeah, my boyfriend up north, the state parks and also the federal parks are all closed. Everything. No campgrounds, no nothing.
What else is new?
Boomer, are you
Everything is to lessen exposure.
Boomer, are you bullying again?
But how is going out in the woods going to expose the next person? I mean, shit. You're going to expose the bears or the deer or the turkey?
No,
Well,
it's probably just protocol. I'm sure they would be more than happy with you going out there, casting a line in the river or whatever to catch a fish or some shit. I'm sure it's just like a disclaimer kind of thing. I wouldn't worry about it, man. Just go do it. Just for real. Like, don't go online crying about it. Like, just go do it. No one's gonna stop you. Who's gonna fucking stop you?
Well,
They're
up until-
stopping Louisiana people from going into Texas.
We don't have fake IDs. We need fake IDs, people from other states.
Oh,
If we're going to
gosh.
move around, we're going to need fake IDs. And that's actually a joke. I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to commit some sort of fake ID offense. I do not need a fake ID. You ready to watch Becca?
Sure. Back to the drama.
I don't know. I really don't know if you'll be able to hear, but I'm going to leave my mic open and let's see how this works. It's this tab.
Okay. Can't hear a thing.
No?
Nope.
Sharing the StreamYard. Let's see. Here's I don't know why.
Try it the old-fashioned way, maybe. With the share.
Let me try.
screen.
Yeah, let me just try to share my a regular screen.
Yeah,
Instead
don't
of
forget
that
to hit
Chrome
the
tab.
don't forget to hit the audio button. I've been finding myself not doing that, and then 5 minutes later people going, there's no sound, so you got to hit the share audio too before you hit the link. But I corrected myself, so I'm improving.
It doesn't give me an option to share the audio.
It
Now-
does. When it, yep, I'm watching what you're doing here. Okay, so
See
no,
anything where
you're doing fine. What?
okay, so if I click on the tab, it's called Tammy Lili. Can you see it?
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to share the audio. It's not sharing the audio. No, you got to when you're in StreamYards, it'll say, it'll say when you go to share screen, it will go back out of that. Just back out of the whole share screen. Exit out of it. Okay, now
Okay.
go back into it. Now, when you go back into it, there'll be a little check mark in the bottom left-hand corner that says share audio. And then you can go to the actual link to.
I don't have that check mark. All right, click in the share screen. I don't have that.
It's there. So it says share screen.
StreamYard wants to share the contents of your screen. Choose
Yes,
what
there's
text
a
to share.
little thing in the bottom left-hand corner that it's kind of like in the center of StreamYards. So look in the center kind
Can
of
you
part.
see what I'm looking at? It won't show you what I'm looking at right now, I guess.
Bottom left-hand corner. No, I made that mistake a lot of times.
It does. I don't have the option to share the audio. Maybe I need to go into the settings.
No, you don't need to go into the settings. Close out of your share screen there. Just close out of that one. Okay. Now, when you go back in, the first option that
See, the first option I get, it says
you get, it'll say down in the little left-hand corner, it'll say share audio. And then you go to the link. Before you go to the link, I know it's a drag. It's a drag. It's a gas, as
see, I found it.
the old Rolling Stones would say.
I found it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I found it.
So now and then just follow through.
Can you hear it?
Well, no, you didn't share the screen with us.
Oh shoot, I didn't share the screen. Dang it.
There you go.
Two-faced backstabbing bitch.
We can hear it.
Yay!
Now, yep.
And he was so scared to let me up on live stream. He wouldn't even let me up on his
Got to rewind to the beginning.
Let me go back over there to that window.
So-
Hang on.
And I tried to go up there. Hello, I hope everybody's having a good Sunday. I know I am. Today I'm making this video about Tammy Lin, aka Tammy Lili. I was on DDT's stream yesterday, and on DDT's stream we were listening in, and so I heard him talking shit about me. Him and Lou were both talking shit about me. According to Tammy, I'm a two-faced backstabbing bitch. And he was so scared to let me up on live stream. He wouldn't even let me up on his channel. So when I tried to go up there, he kicked me off twice because he doesn't want the trolls on his live streams.
He's scared.
But
He's scared of a girl.
Tammy, you know what? You need to clean up your house. Your house. That shit's a disaster. I don't even know how you can live in it. It's filthy. Oh yeah, and you might want to stop using your meth because we all saw that on your computer. Um, so before you talk shit about somebody else, you need to straighten yourself up.
Is that her dinging?
Yeah.
Live your life.
Okay.
Okay, good. I thought it was me.
Have,
No, it's her. She just
and
doesn't give a
you know,
Quit texting her.
oh yeah, and according to Lou, I'm quote unquote big head, small brain. Well, you know what? I have a very, very
Grizzly Man, that's
intelligent
Becky.
brain. Whether he likes it or not, he can deny that all he wants. But I know DDT can back me up on this, and I know
she
others
puts
out
me
there
on the
can
spot.
and will. And you know, when I go over to other live streams to stick up for myself, that's something that I'm taking the time to do on my own. I'm not being told to do so. Actually, more so, people are trying to tell me not to do that. But I'm like, come on, guys, I need to stick up for myself. Um, and so I end up going over there anyways, regardless of the people that don't want me to. I still do it because I have a right to, and nobody can take that right away from me. But anyways, yeah, Tammy, you need to think before you speak. And I know I was just told that the other day by somebody else, but you literally need to do so. And all you can come up with is lies, lie after lie after lie. Nobody's going to believe your bullshit lie. And soon, you're not going to have anybody watching you. Because of the continuous lies you tell. And the reason you won't let me or DDT on is because you don't want to hear the motherfucking truth.
She's so adorable.
Because
She
you want
is.
to keep continuing to spread your lies. So, yeah. We all know that you're a compulsive liar. You always have been, you always will be. And, you know, I'm sure you have better things to do with all the time that's on your hands. But, yeah, I just want to put out there that I will not tolerate being disrespected and being called being called names that I know I'm not. Because a lot of people know me in real life. I'm not talking about just YouTube, but just like DDT knows me in real life. He knows I'm not a backstabbing, two-faced bitch. Never have been and never will be. But in Tammy's perception, that's what I am. And you know, when I get insults thrown at me, I take it like it's a grain of salt. Cause then I use Tammy's lies that I hear as ways to make videos, or if I, and that goes not only for Tammy, but for anybody else that talks bad about me, which includes Lou.
Hello.
You know, those people know who they are. People out there know who talk bad about me and who doesn't. So yeah, that's all I have to say for now. But you might want to get your shit together.
All right, Becca.
Sorry if I bored you during that.
Oh, there she is now, the hero of the show. Oh, well, I can say loyalty is like her middle name.
Give me 1 second. NJ, do you mind if I pop you in the backstage so I can bring Ima on?
I'm a backstage, Teresa.
Okay, thanks, Odin.
Hope I didn't bore you guys.
You didn't bore me. Welcome, Ima. Are you the real Ima?
You bet I am, Teresa.
Awesome.
Hi, did you tell him about my adventure today?
Can I? Can I tell him? Wait. Oh, yeah, because you went back out there today. Yes.
Yeah, you want me to tell him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that I'm a dick fit?
I went a trip down to Telephone Road and drove, I don't know, about 5 miles along Telephone Road, maybe a little bit more. And there's absolutely nothing on Telephone Road other than that. It's all industrial buildings on both sides of the road. There's absolutely no reason that the Three Stooges would have gone down there on Telephone Road if they had not been told to go down there by somebody.
So what he's talking about is a video that I think Josh Abrams and Patrick were at a some type of Department of Social Services building on Telephone Road in Houston,
Yeah.
and the name caught our attention because the trailer with the holes that were drilled in the bathroom wall was off of Telephone Road. So I thought, what are these goofballs doing out there on Telephone Road? Why all of a sudden do they go out there? It's just a weird place. So nothing else out there, right?
Texas Department of Health and Human Services on Telephone Road, a little red brick building. And for 5 miles from there, close to downtown, all the way out past the Hobby Airport, I drove the whole distance. There's absolutely
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It's very strange. I know that there are some social service, or there is a social service worker that is, subpoenaed to testify in that trial that he's got coming up. And I sure would hate to think that they're out there trying to harass these witnesses. But that's the first thing I thought of.
To tell you one thing, Tammy's sure gonna hate that I brought up about the meth on his computer.
Well, he needs to clean up.
And clean up his house at that.
But Auditor Truth, so nothing out there, and nobody was at the building. But you did do an audit, didn't you? Are you going to tell us about the audit? I don't know if you can still hear me.
I think something happened with his sound.
Yeah, it is weird how that happens on this. It's happened to me before too, especially when I use my cell phone to try to talk. I don't really have trouble with it on my computer, but if I try to use my cell phone to get on one of these panels, I lose the voice connection, have to jump off and jump back on. I don't know why that is. He's probably got I have an iPhone, so I think it's probably something with the iPhone. iPhone won't let you use Chrome to panel. And Chrome, I guess it's designed for Chrome. You know, the panel streams is designed for Chrome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. I think your sound is gonna have to. I'm gonna drop you out and bring you back in and see if that helps.
Well, they're not muted, but that might help because it helped me. But Becca, now you're always 3 minutes behind, Becca. I don't know if you gotta keep track of the live button, but go to the end and make sure that you're because a lot of times you respond.
So you're putting me down? Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm saying you sometimes respond to a question or a comment that's like 3 minutes behind, and I don't know if it's you're behind on the live stream. Maybe you paused it for a couple of minutes or something, and then you re-listen to it. And I don't know, Becca. That's what I'm asking. But try to maybe try to keep up a little.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I fucked up.
You're fine. It's okay. It's okay. We're all learning. We're all learning during this apocalypse. You know, I'm out there digging up grubs to eat for dinner. You know.
Becca, it's called constructive criticism.
Dave says it's called constructive criticism. I say, you know, I'm out there eating weeds, surviving the apocalypse.
Ross tells the story about how they were poor when they were kids and they didn't have a lawnmower, so their dad used to make them eat the grass. You ever heard that joke?
Oh yeah.
It's funny.
I've been flipping over rocks, eating roly polies and everything during this apocalypse. You guys think I'm joking? I'm not.
How did they taste?
You've been eating rocks?
No, it's a joke. No, it was a joke.
Yeah, needs garlic.
Oh yeah, fry them in a pan with some garlic. You're good to go.
That's a joke. That's a joke from Crocodile Dundee too. Guy was eating a bat.
I want to show everybody, our audience tonight, the fan club website. I guess something we can kind of go over real quick. Does everybody know about the fan club website here?
No, enlighten me.
Okay, so we started this website. Well, one person in particular that managed it, several of us. So there's a few of us behind this. This is a website that we started for all of the documents that we gather up and collect and whatnot. And they're all uploaded here. We had some issues in the beginning when we kind of first started sharing this information with people's YouTube channels getting taken down and things like that. So all the documents are uploaded here now to this website. It's called FanClub, FANCLUB.com, which you can see. You can go into the documents and you can look at the documents by the activists, by their name. You can see we have them all.
Oh yeah, no, I'm familiar. Yeah, I'm used to it. I've seen it.
Let's see. I have.
I didn't know you were behind it.
There's a few people that help with this, but I have one particular. There's something in particular I wanted to show them. I wanted to show you guys that's here. Maybe it's under other auditors. I believe it might be. So I know everybody's been hearing about what's going on with Nancy Hollingberry and his latest arrest. He was arrested on a state charge, and since then he's been taken into federal custody on some federal charges. So we have all of the court documents from that here. Since
You're not behind Kiwi Farms too, are you?
No, I don't know who that is. And then I have this one right here. I don't know if you can see this. This is Patrick Sneed's military record. So if anybody wants to see this, the Patrick Sneed military record, they're there. In fact, I'll put a link in the description, or I'll put a link in the chat.
Sorry.
Who was arrested on felony charges? Well, federal charges.
That is Chauncey Hollingberry. Chauncey
okay.
Hollingberry was arrested on some federal charges, some federal stalking charges or cyber stalking or something like that. But, he went into the Attorney General's office, I believe, there in Arizona, and swung his tripod at 2 security guards like it was a bat. And they ended up hauling him off to jail. That was the state charge. And then since he's been in state custody, they've come back with the federal charges, and that has to do with him harassing a particular lady at the Attorney General's office pretty relentlessly.
Oh.
Hey, Teresa.
Yeah.
If you're behind this website, right? And I'm pretty sure it pops up on people's Google searches when they go search for Thomas Sneed or whatever, right? Don't you have any good propaganda?
As they said in the show, just the facts, ma'am, just the facts.
Just the facts.
Don't I have any good propaganda? What do you mean?
Well, shouldn't there be a balance, private YouTube private investigator? He's caught so and so and so and so on such and such a charge, and that kind of good propaganda,
Well, the website was really created, I guess, just for those. It's basically created for the records, that we get for all kinds of things, and I guess so that people could express themselves, because you have to be a member, but once you're a member, you can do all kinds of things on the website. It's it's mostly what do you call it? I don't know, just for posting and stuff. But A Balance has a website where he does his drama news and stuff, and yeah, I've worked on those before, and those are a lot of fun. I like those too. But but drama's a little different, and we try to, just like NJ said, we try to stick with the facts.
Well, I give A Balance credit for trying to create his own website and trying to push it and stuff. It's not gonna run. Unfortunately for him and his efforts, I apologize on behalf of the world. I just don't see it really taking off in any kind of way. But the fan club, I've come across this on doxing searches and stuff like that. So there's a little bit more validity behind it. I'm just saying, if you're gonna report all the negative, maybe have some positive next to it there, or
Gosh, we used to, and that was one of the things that we, talked about when we got started with that, was that we wanted the good and the bad there. We wanted people to be able to say good things about good auditors, and if there was something negative to say. I mean, because when we first got started, and it was just really, Earl, basically, it's mostly Earl, and not only do we have records from different people, auditors and etc., but there's also, NJ has this huge collection of different laws, different trespassing laws, all kinds of information that if you're going to get into auditing, that you need to research, and it's all there in one place, which makes it really nice.
Hey, I'm gonna head out, but I'll be listening in YouTube land.
Thanks so much for coming, Boomer.
Thanks for having me, T.
Anytime.
Yeah, I got to talk to Texas Wolfman about getting bumped up so I can create categories and channels over there.
Well, anytime you need one created, I just send him a PM and he'll do it for me. I think there's one other person I think that can help you with that too.
Yeah, frog.
I was watching Masshole Mitch earlier, and they had a British guy on there, and I saw Navin Johnson had joined the panel, and they were talking to the British guy, thinking that he was Frog, I guess. I'm not really sure. They were talking to him in the chat like he was Frog, and he was like, just because I have this accent doesn't mean that I'm some other guy from, England.
Oh, really? Really?
It was funny.
Fun.
I mean, I respect Navin. I do. I think he's a fun guy, but if he got duped on the linguistic thing, then I can't help him, really.
Well, I tell you what, I'm getting a little bored, and I'm sure everybody else is getting a little bored watching us, ready to go back to what they were doing. Sneed didn't hang around too long. He never did tell us what the nature of his disability was, so maybe he'll have his own live panel.
Lack of maintaining his head in reality.
He's got his head maybe up his ass or something. I don't know.
What do you say? You want it in the stream? That's what you're saying.
That's a case of anal-analitis.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to end the stream or not. I this is what makes me nervous about doing live streams is that, whenever it gets kind of slow with talking, I hate for people to, be watching and be bored.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, I get you. I deal with it all the time. I do. And you're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. It's like, do I keep it going for the people that are still around, or do I end it, because nobody is around, kind of thing? And I totally get it. I've been there 100 times.
No, it's really hard to decide. I mean, I could talk all night. I could. I could just sit around and just talk to myself pretty much all night. But I don't want to bore anybody,
So, I mean, is there like special pointers I need that I missed in those last video? In that last video?
Pointers?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, you're doing great. Just you want to express yourself, huh? I think you're doing good.
you're doing great. I agree. I think you're doing great.
I'd like to see more cowbell.
What's cowbell?
Yeah, more cowbell.
That's what people say. I don't know what it means. They say it needs more cowbell.
Okay.
more cowbell.
What is that?
I guess like in a song, if you're playing music.
Yeah.
I think in the background, I would say like more emphasis, just more of whatever you're doing, kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, just more of it.
More of it. Okay.
And not necessarily more videos or just more power behind whatever you're doing,
Okay.
Not that you're not doing a great job, because really, like, it's fun to watch you do it really calm, cool, and collect like you do. I mean, I think that deserves a lot of. You're not ranting, you're not yelling, you're not, Rick really
Oh my God, you want to bring his ass up again?
Rick did so many of those disc videos, and it was just him, like, just kind of like in a yelling factor,
Teresa, look who just showed up in the chat.
Who was that?
Verbal Armament, aka Horace.
Horace. Yeah, Trump. I was gonna.
Mouse.
I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna respond to Trump said. Yes, he's honorably discharged. That's right. He's honorably discharged, and that was never a question as to whether or not he was honorably discharged or whether or not he served. The question was, whether he was in combat, which was what he alluded to. I'm good, Horace. How are you? I asked Horace the other night. I had heard a rumor that I'm not even gonna. That's probably too personal.
I saw A Balance in the chat room. Maybe he can come up.
A balance.
A
on.
balance.
What does Lou call him? Unbalanced.
Unbalanced.
You don't even have to say anything but like hello. Just come up and say hello. You don't even have to talk. Just
Right, and now Lou calls me big head, small brain.
Oh, well, that's not quite as nice as Mary Jane Grottencrotch. My name took a lot longer to think up.
Mine's big head, small brain, according to Lou.
well, probably better than big pussy, small orgasm.
Yes, at least they're not talking about your vagina.
Look, see, it took me a better put down than Lou. I mean, that's how terrible he is. I can't help it, really.
We had Ima up here earlier, and I was going to ask him about his first audit. He went out today and audited a refinery out there on Telephone Road, and he said he got a little action, but the guy was real nice. So,
hey, DDT, don't give them any ideas, though.
Ideas for what?
For other nicknames for me.
Becca, you're under the DDT protection security services, so don't worry about it.
Hi, Doug. Doug, how you doing? You're back from your YouTube break.
You're under the umbrella. Dougie Hutton?
Hi, Doug.
No, is that Doug Hutton? Wait, let me go check.
It is.
That's Doug.
Dougie.
He watches me. He watches my stuff.
Hi, Doug.
Oh, okay. That's where Ima went to the actual Shell refinery that started all this, the one that's after Earl. Oh, now.
It is.
Yeah, as long as we hope that he doesn't get charged with assaulting his children now. All right, I'm joking.
Doug, you
anyway,
gotta shave and wash your hair and get groomed up and get out there and get on the job market, dude. Come on. Or else come up here and tell me otherwise. Really.
Well, I'm sorry, Crusher. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I always disappoint you. Because I don't know when other people are going to talk, and if I don't get what I need to say out right away, then I'll forget it. So sorry if I disappoint you.
Well, I wouldn't worry about Crusher. It's just a blue face. Blue faces. Too lazy to put up a damn avatar. That's,
Doug's on there?
No, Doug's in the chat room. Would you object to Doug showing up, Teresa?
No, I wouldn't object to that at all.
Oh, well, Doug, come on up and tell us how things are. Talk to old DDT here in Big Head Small Body.
Yeah, we haven't heard from you in a while. We want to know what's going on.
Did those taser burns heal up?
The taser burns. Oh, shit.
Well, he claims it was a rose bush, but we all know they're
the rose bushes only prick you. They don't leave burns.
Well, maybe he can explain it. I don't know.
What's up, you guys?
Hi, Doug.
What's up, you guys?
Hi, Doug.
DDT, what's cracking? What's going on over there to David? Big head, small body, what's going on?
Not much. I've actually been working a lot.
Nice. Yeah, I'm getting ready to get back into the workforce. I start tomorrow. It's gonna be crazy.
Really? Where at?
In Malibu.
Oh, wow.
So I'll be
Security,
doing,
though? Were you saying security?
yeah, private security at they want me to be armed, but there's a few things I got to do to fix some old stuff from back when I was 20 years old. But
You gonna
I'll be
you gonna
doing
be working with Lou?
Mental
no,
health.
I'm gonna be working with a big company actually that the pay is really good money. It'll be able to cover a place to live, child support, cover everything I need.
Nice.
So I'm excited. It's 3 days a week, 12-hour shifts. So it's
Bad.
it'll be a different world, you know.
Yep.
Can't wait. I can't wait until an auditor comes and starts taking video and pictures of where we're at. It's gonna be all hilarious.
I can just imagine what you guys would
Wait
do.
till I do a cam back because I've never lost a cam back. So my record of 96-0 carries over. So if I do a cam back on security, I'm cam backing to win. I don't care about the policy. I have a streak, and I'm not gonna lose. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I am like 96-0 though in cam backs, which is pretty impressive in the auditing community.
So, Doug, are you jumping ships here? There's nothing wrong with jumping ships. Look,
Oh no.
they-
I'm still. Hey man, I'm still gonna fight for my rights for my kids and for myself and for people and do things that I can and do things when I'm supposed to. I'm not a superhero by any means.
What if you are you gonna act like a tyrant?
Oh no, not at all. There's no reason to.
Are you gonna tell somebody they can't film?
Well, you know what? If you notice, I kill a lot of people with kindness, with comedy. I'll have to do some TV sets where it's clean. So I have a lot of clean comedy. So there's a lot of times I can make people smile and deter the situation. I'm not there to do anything besides do my job, you know?
All right. Do you think maybe I could get a good image of you in your security later on if I want to use it
Yeah.
to put a voice on it or something like
sure.
that? Maybe make it sing or dance. I need a really
Yeah,
good
I'll send you a picture. I'll send you a picture in my BDUs on my first day on the job
good.
tomorrow. But I still have my handcuffs. I still have all my security gear. So it just makes sense to do whatever I'm offered right now, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. But yeah, no, I just wanted to jump on here and say hello. This is the first live stream I caught of yours, so I just wanted to just say hello.
Do you mind me asking you a question, Doug?
Go free.
What are they paying you per hour?
You know, we haven't discussed it, but it's probably over 25.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to wear face mask?
When I used to do private security, I was doing like $40 to $50 an hour. I worked for Alice Cooper, Sebastian Bach. Like my uncle was. I have the picture of me and my uncle actually. My James Brown, my uncle, from a long time ago. I dug out all my pictures from when I bat boyed for the Dodgers and all that other shit. So I've been going through all my stuff because obviously I'm going to be moving place to place a lot. So it's got to make sure all my stuff's together. But I found some funny old pictures. Maybe I'll send those to you too, Teresa, so you can laugh about me in my wrestling outfits when I was 16 and 17 and shit.
I saw your alfalfa statue the other day, or maybe on a little video that you made. It's a little alfalfa statue. That's adorable.
Yeah, thank you. I had Spanky, but my wife and I, one of these days, we were not paying attention, and my youngest, he was like 2 years old at the time. He was playing with it, and he ran around the corner and smashed the head on the corner of the kitchen counter, and thing broke into pieces. I almost cried because those were my mom. So it was like, well, those are the hand-me-downs, and I loved alfalfa and Spanky and all them. You know, I was a Little Rascal fan.
Yeah, I was a Little Rascal fan too. I can remember watching the Little Rascals here in Louisiana. They used to have Buckskin Bill. He played out of Baton Rouge. And
So
you'd watch him and he'd play the Little Rascals.
Becca, don't interrupt.
I'm sorry.
He would play. He would play the Little Rascals though every morning, so I always liked him. You know, I
I
remember
was a
watching.
huge Little Rascal fan. I was a huge Honeymooners fan. Okay, I love the. Okay, I used to love I Love Lucy. My mom and I used to watch reruns of I Love Lucy and the Golden Girls and eat on the couch and drink on the couch, do all the shit that my dad told us not to do because he was gone. You know what I mean? So, you know, that was what was great about my mom. We would always wait till the last day before my dad had to come home before we even clean the house. We'd make a mess, not do the dishes. It was fun. You know, those were the days that, you know, my mom had a collection of African American dolls, and I think she had over 100, and they were all porcelain, and they were worth thousands and thousands of dollars. And my dad just got rid of them, and I
So
was.
is your mom the one that taught you to collect, to be a collector?
My mom taught me to love. My mom taught me to collect. My mom taught me to hoard. My mom taught me my mom taught me everything that everything in my life. Well, that's not true. My dad gave me a few aspects of things that I don't want to be. Yeah, I guess you could say, but you know, he gave me a few things of things I do want to be. I'll just never be like him. My mom, she gave me the ability to see both sides. You know what I mean? And not really hate. I'm not really a hater. I really don't hate people. Hate's a strong word to me. I'm really not an asshole. A lot of times, like we talk about, there's a YouTube personality in all of us. I'm majority 98% of the time me, because you guys see me at my best, my worst, you know, everything. And it's only fair that people see that, because this world isn't cherries and unicorns and shit. You know, we all go through our trials, tribulations, and you know, a lot of our education does not even shown through our channels. A lot of stuff that we do or say, you know, it's kind of witty stuff on my channel, things like that. But, you know, a lot of stuff is just repeated. It's stuff that we hear from the years and years and years of other auditors using the same old lines, the same old shit. And it's just, you know, it's really just more robotic. And to me, it was a fight with my mouth was my only weapon, and no homo, but my mouth was my only weapon. So if I can't fight the cops with a gun or the government with a gun, you know, my mouth would be my savior. And that's just why I used comedy, and that's why I use that over a lot of anger stuff. A lot of the anger, if you see it more went with Rick Crude or certain people, DDTs or things at the time of need, because, you know, people always need a little pick me up, a good show once in a while. But I'll be honest with you, when I went off on people and I had taken that medication and I drank that vodka, man, I haven't done that since then, believe me. But that, you know, I guess you can say people say shit that's the truth when they're mad at their most angry point. And I guess I said a lot of bad stuff, a lot of mean stuff, and I erased it. I never watched it. I actually erased it because I was embarrassed. But
Well, Doug, I didn't get a chance to see it, but I heard that you had a lot to drink, and I want to say that it was wasn't it a Rick Crude stream, or that was a Rick Crude
yeah,
stream, and then maybe you did a live stream. I don't know. I don't
yeah, I
remember.
lost it. I was trying to help Rick. I wanted to see, you know, I like to see the fact that he was picking up cans or doing the right thing or cleaning up or doing things different on his channel, like stripping wire. And that's the only reason why I started to appreciate the guy again, because he's a real person at that point. He's not just that guy behind a computer as a personality. So, you know, I appreciated that stuff, and I was hoping it would be different, you know. But I think I got mad, and I don't remember why I got mad. But I know that I had a tangent, and apparently I went to the supermarket and had a tangent, and I don't remember any of that shit.
Well,
Nothing.
Maybe you're your own worst enemy when it comes to the alcohol. If you know what I mean.
That's always been my thing ever since I got divorced, was alcohol, you know. And I'd have my spurts. I'd have my, you know, my days when, you know, when I would want to wake up and just drink because I just didn't want to face the world anymore, or face my problems, or face all the times that I've been mistreated. Because let's get it together, like, for real. I mean, I beat, you know, 6 arrests, 9 charges. I'm still fighting, you know, this whole Antelope Valley thing. And it's crazy because I fought everything because I believe in what, you know, in innocence. But this community and different people have been turning into making a mockery of it. And it made me stop making videos, to be honest with you. It made me start bringing stuff out from the news or things that are going on in the world rather than being on the front line. And you see what happened to SGV. It's happening to everybody. I mean, we see that everyone keeps getting arrested. Why do people keep doing
Look, we're not making a mockery of it. Was a mockery before. We're only exposing it. You have to realize.
I agree and disagree. I agree and disagree with that.
What,
I
Doug? What do
agree
you
with
think about? What do you think about what's going on with this lady who donated $7,300, and this auditor that won't give her back any of her money?
See,
That wasn't
I got a
intended for
private
him.
message. I don't mean to cut you off. I got a private message from, I guess, Extra Good Citizen on Facebook, and I didn't open it up, but I saw like the basis of what it said. It said all lies, and my thing is this: if somebody doesn't give back the money in the midst of having it and says and on a live stream says they're going to use it for legal fees against somebody that loaned them or gave them or donated, I'm not sure, but I know that if you donate money for a certain cause, like if you tell me, hey, go buy a ring for the girl you love because you want to get engaged, here's the money for it, and I go out and buy a Harley, that's not okay. Not okay. It wasn't used for what it was intended to be donated for. And donation is now being the word that's manipulated, it's almost like we're fighting each other. The fight is now against each other and not against the government, if you notice. And a lot of the time it's about people breaking up or people going to rehab or this or that. And, and it's like, you can say, yeah, I haven't been caught for drugs. Like if I was on drugs this whole time doing what I'm doing and doing what I have been doing, I would have been, charged for drugs at some point. And none of that has happened. Like I said, I've had my spurts with anxiety and breakdowns and drinking and things like that. And we all react differently. Like everybody says, and I can't even confirm this.
Doug, let me ask you something real quick. What do you think the perception of this guy taking money from this lady under is? I mean, because I think the facts are that she gave this money as a way to get Otto, to bond him out of jail. The money wasn't used for that, and then he used it for something else, and now he won't get back the rest. So what do you think about that? What about that shit show? What about the shit show that the auditors are causing themselves?
In between two stories lies the truth, but News Now South Carolina has always been a stand-up dude I don't know him personally, but just through YouTube, he's always been a stand-up dude. Always done the right thing that I've seen. Hasn't been News Now South Carolina, the one who actually did the video with the lady.
Uh-huh.
And trying to get her money back. And he's a trustworthy source. So you got to consider the facts that that maybe now the fight has now turned and for who all we know, this could have been a government thing too, or a mole or something.
What's not disputed is that the money was intended to get Otto out of jail. What's not disputed is that the bondsman would not take that money and wouldn't write the bond, and that the money was returned. What is in dispute is what goes on with money after that. So, and what the perception is of other people is that, here's this lady, one of the people that watches these videos has enough confidence in this movement to give $7,300 to someone, and they basically just ripped her head off and shit down her neck.
And it sucks too. It sucks too because I don't want to stick my foot in my mouth, Teresa. That's why I'm kind of like going around it, because I'm asking, I'm trying to get money pooled together to fight AV Hospital. I think fighting against something that is wrong and using money for that is going to be tough for me to even get because of this whole situation. People are going to be so leery to donate because of this situation and because of all the talk in the community.
Did you know the stimulus checks aren't going to go to people that own or owe child support? Did you know that?
Yeah, yeah. You know what? It said I owed $51,000 in back support, which I was paying $2,100 a month since when I had my own business. I was, making over six figures a year, and so, my ex-wife never worked while we were together, so I ended up paying $2,100 a month, and even being homeless and everything else, I'm still having to pay $700, which is impossible, especially paying attorney fees, paying I'm totally insured and all the stuff that they asked me to do for my license. I did all that stuff. I paid for all those fees. I've done all that, registered the car, registered everything. Everything's legit. It's now I'm just fighting. I'm still fighting the government, fighting child services. They're the ones who took my license. Now they're making me unavailable to drive or work because they're holding my license. But once I have a job, they're supposed to lift that. So what do I do when all these agencies and the DMV is shut down and all this shit? It's now affecting my ability to do the right thing. I can't go into the DMV, show them my SR22, show them all that stuff.
The apocalypse is making you do the right thing?
No. Doing the right thing is it just took time for me to get established and back on my feet enough with my eBay, selling on eBay. I'm selling. I've got like a ton of 200 products on there, and I still got 100,000 things to post. But that's been actually the only thing saving me. If people can't go to work, a home business is one of the technically things that you can actually thrive on. So the alfalfa thing, all that, it's not a lie. Like I do have all those collectibles, all that kind of stuff. So it's like, it's
You got a storage unit full of collectibles. Now
I just finished. I had a 15 by 10. I'm just closing that out because I sold the couch that I had in there. I sold all my stuff from my old place because all that stuff is worth nothing by the time I get done paying $250 a month for the storage unit. A lot of that stuff turns out to be negative because I'm now paying more than it's worth. So I have a little 5x7 and I'll be selling out of that.
Doug, in the last year, if guys like me and A Balance kind of corridored you into leading a good life, leading a real life.
I think all of YouTube did that. I think the good, the positive, the negative, the heartache, the crying, the trials, I think everything, just like your birth date and your death date, that line in between it, that's what you've done your whole life. That's you. That's what you've created. And I don't want my line to be short. So I think, and I respect the fact you say that. I think everybody had my kids number one. My kids number one and like I say, I talk to them all the time. I go to all their games. Still, everybody thinks I don't do that, but I still was Ubering and doing this and going to their games. But now I have the ability to have them back in my house, in my life, and things like that. Once I get into a place, so my kids were my number one reason for changing. And my number two reason would have been all you guys. Everybody on YouTube.
Well, I think in my opinion, I think we have to do this kind of thing for people. We did it for Dave. We do it for Becca. We do it for everyone, and we want to do it for you too. And you can't do it without doing it for yourself. It's the old the phrase, you can't help out somebody that doesn't want to help out themselves. And we saw that in you, and I think we want to go with that. Odinn, maybe you correct me if I'm wrong. We want you to do well for yourself. We don't want you to be a frauditor, or
What are those pictures of?
Just just cards of like Joe Theismann and things like that. I mean, that I have thousands of.
I got old baseball cards too, dude. You don't have to show that shit, really. Trying to help you out, but I don't. What is that thing? I don't know.
That's full of graded baseball cards. I've got. You know what's cool is this. I've always been like. We'll go back to collecting. If you guys are baseball fans or Yankee fans, Derek Jeter hits the Hall of Fame in 2020. I had 14 of his SP foil rookie cards from Upper Deck, and one just sold for $180,000. I still have 7 of them left. So in July he hits the Hall of Fame. That means they're going to skyrocket. So it's like, there's so many different opportunities that are about to hit this year, and I've been lucky to collect and hold on to the right things. So what I'm saying is I've always been a businessman. I've always made it by doing eBay or selling things.
Future on it, Doug. Come on.
Oh, no. It's not a future, but it's a good for now. It's a good for now. You know what I mean? It's a good for now because it's something on top of being able to work. I have a second opportunity to make money, So like I'm saying, I've just been fortunate to collect all that stuff. So like anything that when you guys are struggling, like there's always stuff at your house that you could sell, make money, or do things you can make money with. So it's not like we don't always have jobs. That was the number one. That was one of the things that hurt my feelings in a way where I've worked for so many years, owned businesses for over, 15 years and put in 80 hours a week between that and other security and stuff. So it's like, I've worked so much in my life where, it doesn't counteract that I don't have a job, or this last year and, a year and some days I haven't had a solid job. But, we've all worked, or we've all had, the crisis hit us, whether it was 2008 when the subprime market fell out and everybody lost their money through houses and stopped production of building and cutting wood. And, things happen to where it affects people, and I worked in debt settlement and credit repair where people were broke. I still made $100,000 a year, but people were broke. So I got tired at the end of the day, not making the money I was supposed to because people couldn't pay. And, I had to stop doing that. Plus the police took all my computers and stuff for almost a year. So that kind of affected my business, but.
Doug, what you got going on with, I don't know how much you could tell us, but what's going on with the AV hospital? Do you have a court date coming up?
That court date on the 1st is now changed because of the virus, the fake virus. So that court date is now changed to probably August. And then the one where then my court date for driving on a suspended license where they took my van in Malibu actually was on April 2nd. And we did a pitches motion because we wanted to find out if the policeman had any other misconduct for the same kind of profiling, because I was profiled for videotaping him and they found something for profiling. So we're actually going to court. The judge is going to hear both of our stories and watch my whole video from YouTube since it was a live stream. So that was supposed to get dropped on April 2nd. So that I believe that's going to get changed. And I haven't got a court date on that yet. She hasn't gotten back to me, my public defender. So that's the news on that.
What happened with the hospital?
Well, he's got court. It's what he was saying. He had a court date coming up, but the coronavirus has slowed all of the courts down all across the United States.
This is what they were telling us. This is our terms that they wanted us to agree to. They wanted us to agree to community service, agreed to take down every video on our YouTube channel about anything that had to do with cops, AV hospital. They wanted us never to film in public again. They wanted us they wanted us to be searched and seizure at any time. And
probation, super secret probation.
And it turns out when they went through our phones and they confiscated all our stuff at AV hospital the first time, turns out that they didn't even have a warrant to go through our stuff, and they went through their phones and everything, our phones and cameras and everything like that. So there's a lot to the story. We have a huge civil case that's gonna be pending after this,
Oh wow.
I don't want you to say too much about it. You know, I know that
Yeah,
you're
but I'm just to
still being
say
adjudicated.
they
So
did too much. They did too much, and I don't understand how a jury of 12 would look at us, especially if it's a jury of our peers. I hope that's the way it turns out. But you're going to see that that the people at the hospital, the security, the people who dumped her under a truck, and kicked her and pulled her hand, those are the people that should be, in the defendant spot, not us. To be honest with you, I mean, they already dropped the, terrorist threats or criminal threats on us and all that other stuff that they originally arrested us for. Everything they
so what's
originally
the
arrested.
charge? What's charges left?
We've got the trespass charge, which that should be dropped because we have a video and we have evidence saying that we were allowed to be there. So that should maybe drop by the time we get to court, or it should have already been dropped.
What's the other charge?
Secondly, we have 2 interferences.
Okay.
They're saying we interfered with.
Don't tell me
with
too much about it
hospital
because I
staff.
don't want them to know what your strategy is, and I don't.
Yeah,
you know,
no.
I
I'm
don't
not going
want-
to say our strategy, but that's what they're charging us with is interference now. But they want to. It's stupid. Why would they take away our First Amendment rights and our constitutional rights to ever film in public, even, or ever go back? We're never allowed to even go back to the AV hospital.
Yeah, they want to put
Also-
you. I'm sure it's a probation. It's probably some type of probation that they want you to be on, and the conditions will be that you have to take
Well,
these things
no,
down and blah, blah, blah.
they said if we agree to that, if we agree to doing like, I don't know, 100 hours of community service or something like that, that in a year they would drop everything and take it off our records like nothing happened. So I told them no, because that's the way it's going. We're fighting this thing. If we're innocent, we're innocent.
Well, I would definitely hold out for a way better deal than that.
I'm not taking no deal. If they want to give me jail time for saving a girl's life, or even, I don't know, cussing or whatever they want to do, and 12 people are going to see that the hospital's not responsible and that they're holding us responsible, there's a problem with our world. There's a problem with the people who did this. We didn't do anything but film and yell at them. I mean, maybe the yelling was a little extreme, not gonna lie, but I don't know how else does somebody try to tell someone to help when you've never been in that position. I've never been in that position like that to yell for help. So the only way I knew how to do it was the way I did it, though, and I'd do it again.
Well, the other guy that was there with you, what is his name?
AV Watchman.
Was he arrested maybe a couple of days ago or yesterday or something? Somebody was, huh?
SGV was arrested. They had he actually was given a warrant. They didn't arrest him. They just cited and released him. He had a warrant from something from February 21st on one of his videos. They cited and released him. So he's got a court date for that also.
Yeah, like I think they initially took him into custody and they set a bond for like 10 grand, and then they decided to cite him and release him, which I was surprised.
That
Yeah, I was
SGV
really
last
surprised
night.
they even had a bond posted. So I was like, man,
It was bound to happen.
Sure.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous right now, and it's even more dangerous when people call. And I'm not going to get into that point or get on DDT or get on anybody like that. It's not my point to point fingers, because you guys do, or whoever does what they feel in their own home. However you guys feel. If you feel like you guys want to call or do something, that's your stick, that's your thing, then awesome. You know what I mean? But it really does put people's lives in danger.
I can't speak
live,
for anyone else on this panel, but I don't call to have auditors arrested. I don't call ahead. I don't call up there while you guys are there. You know, I know that we get accused of that. But I want you to remember that there's a lot of people that watch those YouTube videos, not just the trolls in the Discord, you know.
I have never called any. Hold on, Doug. Hold on. I'm talking. Shut up. I have never called anybody's probation officer or anything like that. It's not worth my time. Why are you always accusing Discord for shit?
I wasn't accusing anybody. I said that anybody that calls puts us in danger.
What about
I was gonna, if you let me finish, Odin, and
what
I didn't mean
about
to
your
interrupt. I didn't mean to
conflicts?
interrupt
Don't
you.
that put other people in danger
I didn't
too?
mean, but I didn't mean to interrupt you. But let me tell you, but some auditors, yeah, they fucking deserve it, and you could see that it's happening. The people who deserve it deserve it. Why do you think I'm not out there auditing right now, or even doing anything remotely close to that? My channel is going to be changing a lot to different things, and it's not just going to be about this community. It's going to be about my strive back to comedy, my strive back to working world and life, and the struggles and the trials and tribulations, like I talked about. I mean, not everybody's perfect, but this is my life timeline. This is my life story. This isn't just a YouTube channel.
Doug, did you have to try to throw me under the bus there? What was that, man?
Throw who under the bus?
Did you try to throw DDT under the bus? Is what he's
try to throw me
No,
under
you
the
admitted. No, hold on. You admitted on a live stream that you called the cops on me. You admitted. I'm just saying I'm not holding anything against you or anybody else who did that.
I did, Doug. I did, but
Okay,
it was
so
the wrong
there's
cop.
I didn't lie about or throw you under the bus.
And after that happened, I didn't call the correct cop station. I left it at that. I left it.
DDT, I was premiering that video. I wasn't even live when you did it. I'm not mad at you. Like I said, anyone that's in their own home that wants to do what they want to do or what they feel, they're entitled to that. I wasn't downing you. I wasn't downing Odinn. I'm not downing any of you guys. And some auditors and people who
you won't let me talk. Doug, let me talk.
Go ahead.
It wasn't. Look, that came after the fact. Okay. The fact of the matter is, I rejoined this community early last year, about a year ago, about now. And I had nowhere to go. I came back to YouTube. The real
I heard your guys' G plus conversation one day, and I don't know what G plus is. But I don't mean to cut you off, but I don't know what G plus is. But I know that you guys had kind of a thing going on.
Let me talk.
Hey, Doug, you'd love Rabbit.
Doug, some of us actually like the auditors. Some of us in Discord were former auditors.
I don't want you to like an auditor. I want you to like a person. I'm not. If you like me or hate me, that's what I'd rather you tell me. I don't want to be just called an auditor. That's not me. I'm not just an auditor. I'm a person, just like you. I'm a person. I have a heart. I have feelings. I have emotions. I have faith. I have success. I have failure. I have all the same thing that you have. I'm not trying to down anybody. Okay, I'm not just an auditor. I'm a person that has a family that wants better for myself.
I just want you to be, be a member of society and not like a fraud. Okay.
I've always been a member of society, man. I've always helped. I've always done the right thing. Hold on. I've always done the right thing. I may have said the wrong things at times, but I've always done things on the basis of my heart and my feelings. It's never been on the basis of a dollar sign at all, ever. I make very little money on YouTube. Very little money. A lot of my videos don't get monetized because of I can show you my analytics. I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you the truth.
Stop. We don't care, man.
Hold on. Why are you yelling at? Hold on. Why are you yelling at me?
Because we don't care. I want you to just stop your shenanigans.
What shenanigans?
Hey, Doug, can I ask you a question?
Give me an example, please.
Doug, have you been in rehab here lately, or any place to get
Never.
help?
No. I was in I went to Wavelengths, which was like a $20,000 a month rehab back when I was like 21. And I ended up getting kicked out for selling marijuana to the staff.
Would you go to rehab to get
for what?
Better situation?
Why would I go to rehab?
Get your mind straight.
No, my mind is straight. I haven't gone drinking. I haven't gone trying to do any other medications or anything like that. The only stuff I used was for anxiety, and it was Klonopin. And then I had drank that night. And I drank because I was miserable. I was sad. I had a night that I wasn't feeling good. I was just overly. I was just, I'm homeless. I have so many my kids. I have so many things on my mind. I'm human. I'm
Doug,
fallible. I'm a
Doug,
fallible person.
Doug.
Doug,
Yes.
if you have and look, I don't care what you put in your body. You do you, but if you have a problem, with taking pills and drinking alcohol, even if it only affects you, once a month, once a week, whatever, it might. I'm not talking about running into rehab and checking yourself in for,
Right, but
20 months or
I
anything. But
did it
I'm
on
saying,
accident. On accident. I took the medication hours earlier, and then I drank at nighttime during the live
how many
stream.
times have
So
you
it
had?
was
How many
something that
times have
didn't
you done
cross my
that?
mind.
How
It
many
just
times
didn't
have you
cross
had
my
that
mind.
accident? I'm just gonna say because
How many
I
times?
felt that. How
Probably
many
twice
times
in
have
my
you?
life. Twice in my life, and it's probably a 10-year to 12-year to 20-year span that I had the issue. I can't even remember how long ago it was, but like
Well, Doug,
when I was on Xanax, it was like
Doug,
2010.
we don't know what you do when you're not here. We don't know what we don't see. Only you do.
I
So
have nothing to lie about, though. I have nothing
No,
to
I'm
lie
not
about.
saying you are.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
I'm not
really don't.
saying you are. I'm
Like,
just
if you
saying.
want to ask me if I'm on methamphetamine or cocaine and all that other shit, I'll take a test for all you guys
Sweet,
anytime that
I
anybody
don't
wants to
care.
say
I
that shit.
don't care
I've
what you
been
put in your body. I'm just saying if it impacts your life in any way that's a negative impact,
I
even if it
use it
only
as
does it once a
a
month, every
crutch.
3 months, you know what I'm saying?
I use it as a crutch, but like as I started, like I said, as I had when I had that last issue on Rick's live stream, I got to see the embarrassment, and that's rock bottom to me is embarrassment. And like I said, I'm a person. When someone hits rock bottom, you either get up and fucking fight, or you just get up and you stand there and you look around and you don't do shit. You die. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. Like I said, if you want to say I'm an addict, I'll tell you yes. I've been an addict my whole life. You know what I mean? But it's not like you think it is. Like if I mean, there's years and years I didn't drink or do anything like that. I started drinking after my
It's not.
divorce.
Maybe it's
It's
not
like,
what you think it is.
Hey, Doug, can I jump in here real quick? I'm not saying go to rehab for drugs or anything like that. If that's part of the problem, solve that situation. Get somebody where you can talk to with your emotional baggage. Get somebody you can talk to, like a friend or a dad or a brother or sister, to help
I
you
don't
through
have
these
that.
things.
I don't have
Well,
that.
Doug
And that's
can
what
talk
everybody needs.
to brother and sister if he wants to.
It's hard to be vulnerable to people who will take it to YouTube. There's a lot of you guys, or a lot of good people on here and I'm saying I've met a lot of good people in Discord too, so I wasn't down in Discord, believe me. I've met a lot of good people in Discord. I met a lot of people who I've had arguments with, who I hated at first, and then I became to care about, or I like, or people that I would follow and things like that. So
I don't think your heart is. I don't think your heart really is behind the anti-cop movement. I think it's much more pro-cop movement.
Do you want me to tell you how it started? Do you want me to just tell you the timeline how it started? When my brother's friends and when my
No, that's not what. God damn it! I don't want to hear your excuses, Doug.
No, it's all on YouTube. It's all in I have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. There's a reason why I started this, and the reason why I did it, because I've been harassed my whole life. My brother was 19 when he got a badge. Okay, I made him a fake ID to go to Vegas. We went to Vegas. Hold on. My brother was a sworn-in officer. He used a fake ID for 3 days until he turned 21. He was old enough to carry a gun, not old enough to buy alcohol. Okay, started at 19. He's broken the law so many times before and after. He made $88,000. And you want to look up something, Teresa? And I'll tell you right now, you'll find something that's very, very bad. My brother has made $88,000+ a year in overtime when there's supposed to be no overtime going on. My brother's made $88,000 a year on top. And my brother makes $350,000 a year.
Come on, man.
$350,000.
You gotta look past that shit, though.
Hey, Doug, I know about SDSO has a same overtime scam.
Yeah, It's a huge scam. It's been going on since the last sheriff. And the sheriff, right after the shooting at Borderline, which was, I covered that story. It was right down the street. That was the last mass shooting. You guys are mass shooters. So
Let's
I covered that.
Let's talk about that scam for just a minute because that is, and I'm not going to go into detail with your family or what have you, but that is a challenge that I would like to make to a lot of people is to, pull the overtime. That's a very interesting public record request to make is in the overtime hours that are worked by, people on your police force. And that is one of the ways that people scam overtime hours. I've caught a lot of people doing that. So
Huge.
I
My
just wanted
brother's
to
doing
say
it
that I
huge.
challenge everyone to go out and request the overtime hours of your local police department for the last 6 months and just see what you find.
Well, with SB 1421, I believe we can get everything, including their misconduct, because I know if you look back, I know all the misconduct that's gone on. There's been so much that can be uncovered, and that's what I want to turn my channel into. On top of that, is doing the actual the legwork so people can see how it's done. There's too many people who are scared to do it, or they think they need to be in the background, or they think they need to go film the cops. Let's get the good cops on the streets because the bad ones are getting the good ones killed. Okay, if we can do the right thing in SB 1421 and get the right cops on the street, the memorial wall will not grow as much as it is, as fast as it is. And I'm pro-cop. I'm anti-bad bacon. I hope people know that. I'm not against the cops. I'm against the bad cops.
Doug, from the outside looking in, just probably not something that I should talk about on this live panel, but I'm just saying, I really see what I see with you is that, you have some sort of, it burns some bridges with your family. You have some sort of controversy going on with your
A
dad,
lot
your
of pain,
brothers,
a lot of
what have
pain,
you.
a lot of
And
pain.
I want you to think about trying to forgive them so that you can move past all this. Now, that was something that I hung on to for a long time when I got involved in this. I had a lot of anger with the police and how my family and I were treated. My granddaughter died. And that was something that I finally had to let go of. You can just only hold on to that for so long. You got to let go of it.
That was my
And
last text to my father was I love you no matter what. God told me to apologize to you for everything I said. And I do apologize. And no matter what, you're still family. You guys hate me. You guys don't like me. That's your guys' ordeal, but I forgive you. And that was my last text to him. Like, I
they
don't
want
have,
you they want you to be okay, Doug. They want you to be okay. And they might not be perfect people, but I know that and that they want what's best for
they've
you.
done a lot of
You know,
bad
they,
things. They lay their head down at night knowing they wrote a lot of false reports and put a lot of people in jail that shouldn't have been there. And they can lay their head down and know that they're good people. They're not. That's what hurts my feelings. Because I've been on both sides. I've been in jail for something that I was accused of that I didn't do several times. A lot of my past record, my brother was involved in. I got written out of the will. I got all this stuff. My brother has $2+ million houses in Thousand Oaks. My dad and my brother share the same name. So, and my dad was 43 years with LA County Sheriffs, and my brother's been over 20 years with Ventura Sheriffs. He's a sergeant. They both ended as sergeants, or my brother may get to sheriff someday. Who knows? If he does the right thing. But he's done so many wrong things that as sheriff we can't have that. It's going to be a militia. It's turning into a militia, and it hurts my feelings to know that I know more because my dad's so deep in the Marines. My dad's been the civil vice commander for the Purple Hearts. My dad's been, he still flies to Denver, underground. He lands underground at the underground bunkers. So there's so much more involvement in the government to my family that I know and seen. I've seen Sheriff Block and the one that's in jail right now. What's his face? Tanaka was his under sheriff, and Baca. They used to come to our house and have meetings. My dad and they would sit at the table, and I was so young, but I would listen. We'd go to XFL football games or Dodger games for free, and that's how I got to bat boy for the Dodgers. Is my dad arrested Tommy Lasorda at one point, and then Tommy Lasorda was a big porn freak. My dad used to bring him street porn and everything that was confiscated. And then Johnny Carson, my dad used to take him home when he was driving drunk. They'd take him, like, there's so many things that we would do as human beings that we've been in trouble for that other people are getting the breaks for. And we want everybody to be treated equally. That's what we're fought for. The women fought for equality also. So I think it's fair is fair. That's where my fight comes from. My fight comes from knowing and seeing all the stuff that's gone on through LA County sheriffs for the last 38 years I've lived, because like I said, Sheriff Block and Sheriff Baca and everybody. They used to come to the house. My dad worked undercover narcotics for LA County
Doug,
Sheriff.
Doug, can I make a suggestion to you? And there's an old saying, you know, how to eat an elephant. It's one bite at the time. You know,
Right.
find a small little bite that you can start at instead of, you know, I see a lot of auditors do that. I see a lot of
Yeah,
guys.
but I'm just trying to
They
give a
want to
back.
jump in
I'm just trying to give you
into
a
this big
backstory. I'm not trying
giant
to get
soup
into
bowl
video.
of stuff, and you know, and then you see this on the video. You see people going out and video recording, and you know, it looks like, yeah, it looks kind of cool and all, but you want to take smaller bites. I think a lot of people, especially these auditors, that'll go out and get arrested over and
Am
over
I
and
am
over
I
again.
gonna say I started out like that auditor who wanted confrontation? Yes. Did I want the views for that? Yes. Was I looking to become somebody because of YouTube? Because I can go out and I feel like somebody. At first, I felt like a superhero until they showed me my cape and my mask and
It's
everything
absolutely
that I
very
had.
empowering, right? It's very empowering. Even the arrests sometimes can be empowering because of all the support that people will put behind you,
Just the
and then it
exposure.
ends.
I
It's
caught
like
so much.
anything else, you know.
Yeah, just I caught so much
It ends,
exposure
and you're
so
all by
fast.
yourself.
So much exposure so fast. I caught, I had 150,000 views on one of my first videos, like in weeks. And it was one of those things where, I was like, I know I can make a difference. I know I can make a change. But the way I went out at first, was with anger. It was pure anger and pure. My comedy was more dark and more evil, and then it would lightened up. You can tell when I talk to people, but you can tell the ones who violated me, I treated them the way they treated me, and violated their person the way I could with my mouth, as a way they did, with their badge and their gun under the color of law. So, at first I was an asshole. Now I was like, I wanted change. I wanted people to understand what we're doing. And I wanted to call it First Amendment spot checks with AV Watchmen, because it's a spot check. It's not a First Amendment audit. Whatever we're doing, it's not really an audit. We're doing a spot check on a place that's supposed to obey the rights and is supposed to obey, the Constitution. And so, it's really weird. We haven't. Eric Brandt's the only one that's really got case law changed. That's a difference. That's
What about Turner versus Driver?
Turner versus Driver too. Like, there's so many. There's been
There's
5 or 6 that are
And
very
there's-
important.
And there's 3 in the 3rd district, if I remember right.
Right, and I'm in the 9th district, and so it's like and it's my fault too, because sometimes I focus so much on just myself in this area, in where I am in the moment. It's not really about Auditor of California, or auditing Chicago, or auditing Denver. It's about auditing all the time about things that need to be audited. But there needs to be a change in the way we're auditing, because you can see that they have the green light on us. The cops have the green light on us to do whatever the fuck they want to do. If you're not quiet,
I keep telling people that, whenever you're going up against the government, they're very powerful. So you want to make
Dangerous.
sure that you're always right. Doug,
Very
do
dangerous.
you know whether or not the hospital that you were at is public or private? Someone in the chat's asking.
They actually receive public money, and the reason why this is such a big deal is we prevented a $250 million deal they had with Kaiser. Kaiser pulled out of the deal since the videotaping of what we did, and that's how it got so bad for us so fast.
Doug, can you stop the lying?
DDT, shut your fucking mouth. I'll tell you, I'm telling the truth. There's no DDT, shut your mouth. There's no reason to lie. I have no reason to lie. I have no reason to lie. So shut your mouth. Don't troll. Don't try to be a troll right now. Just shut your mouth and be a human being.
Doug.
Sit tight.
Doug, can I tell you something?
Sure.
I don't know if you've been watching my channel or what you've been doing, but remember how I was talking about going to rehab, right?
I watched about how you had almost 3 weeks sober, and I was proud of you. I was lurking.
Yeah, I'm
and
still.
I listened, and yes, I did hear that. I didn't say anything, but congratulations.
That was that's actually been put off because of this whole whatever outbreak. But I've actually been doing really good. I've still been having urges, but I've somehow been able to control them.
You know, I did 90. I did 90 day. I did the whole 90-day thing, the whole 90-day meetings in 90 days, and I actually did 2 a day for like the first week, and then I got to slow it down because the 2 a days in the first week helped. And again, now that I can be mobile, my license is legit. Once the DMV opens again, all that stuff, then you know it's easier to go. And if you go twice a day, you're gonna find so many people that just want to help you. They don't want to help. They don't want anything. They just want to help you. And to be honest, I've done many meetings where I wasn't, you know, I went there so drunk, or I went there, you know, so stoned or high, whatever, back in the day. It's like, but I went, and you know that there you have a chance. If you go, you have a chance. It's you need a sponsor. I had a sponsor. Actually, I can hook you up with a sponsor, and her name's Cindy. I do comedy with her. I used to do here to Vegas, the Comedy Store in Hollywood. She's been sober on alcohol
Doug,
for
you know what I see,
20
Doug,
plus
from you
years.
a lot of what I have seen from you is that you seem to like to just jump into everything, like to make it happen overnight instead of taking things slowly. Does that
Because I
make
don't
sense
know how
to
much
you?
time I have. I really don't know how much time I have.
Like, I can go to 2 meetings a week and get that much more out of it. You take it slow, take it slow. Don't stop
No,
going.
that's what I need. No, that's what I needed was 2 meetings a week. Like when I was drinking after my
No, I
divorce, all that.
understand.
That's what I needed. And you don't have to do 90 in 90 days is what I'm saying. Is if I did 2 a week, 2 times for a week, and then I didn't have to go every day, and you could start to slow up, see if you can make it a day without going. And if you need it, you go. But the first weeks are the hardest. I mean, you got past the hardest part of not being able to sleep, not being able to focus, and I get that part. It's a hard part. It's a hard part of life, and I've done it several times, and I'm just as guilty as you are.
Oh,
Well, Doug, I think you going to work every day is probably going to help, put your life back on track. It's going to help you have a
It's going,
routine to do every day where you're not,
it's going to fill a
trying to
void.
find something to do.
It's going to fill a void that I've been wanting for so long, but I've been fighting so many court cases. And if you have so many court dates, I mean, I had like 2 court dates per week. I had so
whose
long, and
fault
it's like
is that? That's your fault.
I was innocent on all of them, bro.
No, you're not.
I have not been
Well, remember
convicted.
what I said.
I have not been
Remember what I
convicted
said,
on
Doug.
since I've done
Jumping
this.
in,
I have not
jumping.
been convicted on anything since I've started doing this. I've won every case and I've fought every case. So DDT, again, do your homework and stop trying to be a troll and be a person for a minute. All right?
See, you taking on too much at one time. That's what I'm saying. It's, you have 6 cases that you're fighting at one time. That's just too much for any one person to handle. So,
Well, I beat that
like
already.
jumping
That
in
was in
that, I
2018.
understand. But look
That
how
was
stressed out. Look at what it's done to your life. Come
I
on.
lost my house. I lost 4 cars. I had $20,000 between bails, bonds, and attorneys that I've already paid. This is all in a year and a half. The cops, when they raided my house, took $8,000 from my closet that I had from my work comp case from the shooting I was involved in, and it wasn't documented. And those are my brother's friends. Those are the same. They're his sheriff. He's their leader.
Yeah,
Same,
you just learn, dude.
same unit.
No, a lot of them do steal.
And two resisting arrest where those were dropped. They arrested me because they said they saw a gun on my YouTube live stream, and it was one of my kids' cap guns, and they dropped the charges immediately, but gave me a resisting arrest on private property, just so they could go through my shit. And they raided my house again. That was the second raid. That's where they went. They toss your shit, take your shit, my computers again. They took all my phones again. I've lost 12 phones so far in the last year and a half. So, I'm done. I mean, I have 2 S10s in Lancaster right now, brand new S10 phones that I had from September. It's like it is what it is, and I get where people lose their shit, but you know what? I shouldn't have lost my shit for that. There's other situations that I've done that I should have lost my shit for, or I should have been held a little more accountable for because I said some things that I made.
Doug, do you drive
Let me in here, DDT.
Hold on, Odinn, what's up, man?
Could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Me and you a favor? come to my Discord, go down to the SCOTUS thing, and read the laws, and read them from top to bottom, and study them. If you need help, Deborah will help you. William, Diane will help you. Hell, Teresa will help you read them. That way you ain't getting arrested all the damn time. You're staying out of the cage.
No, I appreciate that. I'll check it out. Can you put the link in the description or somewhere for me?
I can put it in the private for you.
All right, put it in the private. I'll grab it.
Can you drive Dave's truck up to Michigan?
I can grab it and store it and put it in a place where it's safe until we can figure it out.
No, drive it.
Dave needs his truck now.
Hey, speaking of that truck.
Hey, let me
speaking
tell
of
you
that
something.
truck,
I'm if someone wants to fly me back with Winston or something, I'll drive it out there. If I have this job and I'm working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 12-hour shifts, I'll have to make it work some other way, and I'll try to make it work, but you got to work with me. I can get it to a safe place. That's for sure.
Hey, speaking of that truck, though, DDT, I heard y'all talking about how he doesn't have the title to the truck. So, you can order another one from the DMV.
Oh, you can do it online, actually. There's a form online where you can actually do everything. It's real easy. And if you need me to walk you through it, Dave, just call me.
It's all legal. Just all you got to do is drive the truck up to Michigan, and we'll fly you back, man.
I would do that.
First class. You'll be
not even first class, dude. I'm fucking cool with whatever.
Doug, I'm hooking you up, man. Doug, I'm trying to hook you up. Shut up.
Yeah, I'll make you a deal. If I can get it up there, David, and you got my word on this, if I can get it up there, I will get it up there, and it'll be in the next week or two.
I'd wait a couple of weeks.
If you do that, man, you will totally what's the word I'm looking for, Teresa? Redeem himself, right?
Hey, and I'll tell you right now, and the only way that I will do that is if I can get the DMV's paperwork to show me my license is fine, since I turned in all my paperwork, I did everything I'm supposed to. I'm not going to drive it illegally. That's all I can tell you.
And then you got to make sure.
I have insurance. I have uninsured motorist. I have SR22. I had to get all that shit. I got that. I have it as of yesterday complete.
I'm saying, Doug, if you did something like that, you could totally redeem yourself, and you would be.
I'm not looking to redeem myself for anything.
You on like a high a pedestal.
I would do it because I like Dave. I care about Dave. That's the only reason why I would do it. It's not for you. It's not for Teresa. It's not for Odinn. It's not for the donations or first class. I know Dave's videos. I've been watching him. He needs his transportation. I get it. I've been like that. I fucking get it.
Dave's a good dude. Crazy, but a good dude.
I like Dave a lot, and as much as he doesn't think so, like I was more worried about Dave than anything else. And maybe that's just me because I've been in that situation where I've gone and I've gotten fucked over.
Yeah, Dave's got his karma, by the way.
Yeah, they still haven't played that board game that DDT said that he's got ready.
They had a Becca sandwich.
Oh yeah, that night, yeah.
I still want to see that wrestling match we were talking about.
I tried to upload it. Actually, I'll upload it. There's music on there. I'll get a copyright for it. That won't be a strike, but I'll upload my first and second match that I had ever.
Oh God, I don't want to see you in the spandex.
If you upload it,
I look good. I look good. I look good.
If you upload it unlisted and send me a link, I'll take the audio out of it for you.
Okay, I'll send it to you. You know what's funny is I watched it last. I was watching it last night, and I was just like, that's what put a smile on my face. That my kids were videotaping it. To have your kids videotape your stuff and things like, that's what I missed, man. And it was like, and then God kicked in. God was like, dude, you're gonna get this job. I get it last night late, like 3 a.m. They're like, you're starting. Here's the address, and it's like, God works in mysterious ways, or your faith. So, it was. I did all that stuff after I got divorced. By the way, comedy, wrestling, all that stuff. So if you guys want to know, I started all that stuff after divorce.
Odinn, do you mind if I drop you to the back?
Nope.
Yeah, you can drop me back there.
Hey, Odin, thanks for being on here. I got your link.
No problem.
No, Doug, I was talking about the match in Colorado, the match of the millennium.
I still would take on Recruit, and I don't know. I didn't watch DDT's thing about if I can fight DDT. I've been beaten up. I've been.
No, it was gonna be you and Rick against Mouse and I don't know. I guess DDT or somebody.
I'll tell you what. I've trained in almost every type of martial art. I'm a master of a lot of nothing, and I have a lot of training of a lot of stupid shit that'll save my life. You guys, a thing like you don't think about. When I go to areas, when I was auditing, and I go to areas that I didn't know, I used to put a fake scar on my stomach, and under that was a handcuff key. What if I was to get kidnapped or something else? I would be able to reach to my stomach. I'd be able to reach and pull out a handcuff key and unhand. Things like that. I'm very, apt to understanding what goes on, and I'm very aware, and I'm not stupid, and it's just, like, it just turns into how stupid this community is turning into. The
Hey,
fighting.
I wanna welcome 10th Man to the panel. Sorry to interrupt you, Doug. He's got a story to tell us, and I'm kind of interested to hear
I
it.
just found out
Oh,
from.
story.
I meant to mention this to Jeff, but I was listening to this and doing a couple other things at the same time. But so the guy who owns two Shoppers Drug Marts, like a drugstore here in Atlantic, Canada, he owns the two local ones in my city, and he came from wherever was infected with COVID, didn't self-isolate himself even though he was sick, and then went to check on both of his stores. So now they have to test every person that was in either one of those stores.
That's man, I gotta call you out.
No, it just happened.
Dude, you gotta go change your avatar. Nobody wants to look at a fucking cat. Come on.
Okay.
It's kind of gay, dude. Just go do it.
I'm gay.
Hold on. You know what? I had a friend that actually he's been practicing self-isolation. He's a gamer. He's been practicing self-isolation for 7 years behind his computer. So
change your avatar too. Nobody wants to see a fucking scarred up fucking wrist. Really?
That's actually not a scarred up wrist. Actually, that's just a hand, and it's from a picture.
Come on, get in there
DDT.
GDT, you're just mad because you're just mad because you're not on top of my avatar, because that'd be right up your ass.
Oh, Doug.
You're also Salty Rant, right?
No, I don't think Salty will come here. How is the COVID going in your area, 10th Man?
I think there's like 54 cases or something. It's only like
Doug,
54.
how about you? Doug, y'all have some COVIDs over there?
I did a video the other night where there was a kid from Italy that I guess was out here, and he died at AV Hospital of COVID. They wouldn't treat him because he didn't have insurance.
That's patently illegal.
Did he die in the parking lot? Did he die in the parking lot or something?
I don't know. He died. I think he died at the hospital. Last I heard. I have to get more to the story. I put the link to the original story in my video. So if you go to my video, there's the original link. You don't even have to watch my video. I didn't monetize it or anything. Just go and watch it. I'll
tell you
explain.
all a story about me when I had pneumonia. Everybody here knows that I have a full AIDS diagnosis, but my diagnosis came in 2008 in February, and I had been sick with a cold, that wouldn't go away. And it got really bad to the point, that I had been to the emergency room several times with this issue of me, couldn't catch my breath, shortness of breath, coughings. So I had been to the emergency room several times, and they misdiagnosed me and sent me home. But the last time I went into the hospital, my doctor admitted me, and I didn't have any insurance, but my oxygen was, 85 when they tested it. So they didn't have any choice but to take me. They didn't have any choice.
What is your oxygen supposed to be at?
Teresa Hutton merch. Like
what?
Merch.
So it to be about 91.
I want to see a 10th Man shirt.
I'm so confused.
I don't even know how to change my avatar. Sorry.
You
Yeah.
do you need me to walk you through that, Doug? It's easy.
I got it.
Maybe correct your life, Doug.
Yeah, if you go in and you're triaged, and you're not stable, they can't let you go. And that was their issue with me, because I didn't have insurance, and they had to admit me, and and then I ended up in ICU, and then my bill ended up when I got out of the hospital. I had a $250,000 medical, hospital, just the hospital bill was
Jesus. Yep.
$250,000. Then I had, $8,000 from my, regular doctor that put me in there, and then another, I don't know, $20,000 from the, the lung doctors that came in, and I had all kinds of procedures. So I had anesthesiologist bills and whatnot. But
Just the ambulance bill was probably. Did you go in an ambulance? That's like $3,000 just traveling less than a mile.
Well, 10th man will probably blame it on Trump. Am I right?
But they did everything they could to try to get me out of that hospital.
I actually like Trump.
Get me well.
Well, it's sad to say that I do know somebody now that has COVID. I told you about this DDT earlier.
You'll notice a lot of people already had it.
Did you ever, Teresa, by chance, catch the little video that I was playing on some streams about the lily pad that doubles every 2 days, and it doesn't get to 50% until 54 of 60 days? So you don't get to know anybody that has it until it's really gotten out of control for the most part. So between day 54 of 60 and day 60 is when it goes from 1% to 100%, right? And it's not until day 59.
100%. Okay. 10th man.
Okay. Yes.
You're done. Well, when you say something stupid like that.
No, this is how viral biology works.
You're going to get wrecked. You're going to get wrecked.
Nope, that's how it works. Yep.
No, that's not. No, I'll tell you how it works. You can't go from 1% to 100%.
Yep, it takes.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. You could be walking down the street and then you get shot in the head and you're killed instantly. That's
no. Maybe you're misunderstanding. I'm saying for the virus, hypothetically, to cover for everybody to get infected. Okay.
Yeah.
It takes until day 54 of 60. This is a hypothetical. This is a mathematical theory, right?
What the fuck does that supposed to mean?
It's how exponential growth works.
I have a graphic. Maybe I know it.
Why are you being such an asshole right now, DDT? He's actually right.
I'm just trying to say, that's what. Go ahead. Sorry.
If it works on paper, it's got to work.
My job is to be the asshole.
It's fucking Sunday, though. It's fucking Sunday. It's Sunday. Just take a break for a day.
I'm still working through this COVID. They still got me scheduled 30 hours, and then 2 weeks out, I've got to do 32 hours.
You know what you should ask for is hazard pay. I think everybody should be asking for hazard pay.
They're trying to get us $2 an hour raise for hazard pay.
Well, I heard that Trump passed a law that if you're a worker and then you're shut down and you can't work, that they'll pay your salary for up to 4 months. I could be wrong, but I watched something for WWE, and all the wrestlers who can't wrestle and who aren't wrestling, they're getting still paid their full salary. So I don't know if it has to do with sports entertainment or sports or whatnot, but that's what I heard today. So it might be something to look into.
Okay.
Because you're union, aren't you? Union?
Yes, we are. We are.
I think you have some different expectations. I could be wrong. I'm not trying to give anybody hope or false information. I'm just saying that's just what.
Be covered by her union's contract with the employer.
We are trying to get. They are trying to get us hazard pay. but I don't know if we'll get it or not. It'll be an extra $2 an hour.
I
for
saw
everybody.
people in Walmart today in hazmat suits. Okay, a couple, and I couldn't get my camera out fast enough because I was in the middle of a return and my receipt was on my phone. So I was like, I could not get the picture, but it was the craziest thing. They were in full hazmat suits, masks with like ventilations and like tanks on their back. The weirdest shit I've ever seen.
Why?
Tin Man, where's the graphic I was talking about? This is kind of what you're, I think, talking about as well. Can you hear me?
Yes, we're listening.
Yeah, Tin Man, this is kind of what you're talking about, how it doubles and doubles and doubles.
Well, with COVID, it's supposedly it only multiplies 1.4% per day, but the theory is that if you use a 60-day time span, it takes till day 54 for it to reach 1%, and then it takes until day 59 for it to reach 50% coverage, and then it goes to 100 the next day. Right?
Is that for everybody, or is there certain age groups? Is it more for elderly?
That's the thing. Is there's been a lot. There's been more than one report I've seen over the last week where they're saying that it's hitting age 30, 40 group much harder than they thought. Like the last time I looked on CDC, the middle age group are getting hit the second worst. It's like age 50 and stuff like that aren't getting hit as much as the middle age group. It's weird.
But I haven't had I'm 39. I don't know if anybody else is. I know DDT's probably around my same age and Dave, but I've never had a flu shot since I was 8 years old. I stopped getting them because I always thought, because I got too sick, and I was like, these things are trying to ingest us with things, and maybe it could be an analytical thing on my own part, but I haven't had a flu shot since, and I think a lot of people who've had flu shots are the ones that are getting injected with the possibility of catching it.
Yeah, Doug, you need to go over to the CRUD on Discord and talk to Mystery 13.
Cool, I'll do that.
The one thing that all those wonderful mathematical predictions don't take into account is the isolation that is going on right now with almost every state that has any kind of large amount of cases is mandating that people stay home.
I have not seen one cop or military personnel or anybody that are wearing masks. I don't know if anyone else has, but I'm telling you right now, the government people who are working aren't scared of this. A lot of them know what's going on. This pandemic is just to get our focus off every fucking thing else that's going on in this world. That's all it is. And they're trying to get us, if they can't burn fires and get up and do 5G and put 5G where they want, they're going to shut us down and start putting this shit in.
You're being
cameras everywhere.
Doug, and you're
no, there's cameras on every street. No, we have cameras on every light now around my area right here. We have cameras on every light, so they know everywhere we're traveling.
Instead of the electromagnetics in the road, there are motion detectors to work the lights. They're white cameras. Yeah, we've had them in Jersey for years. I doubt they're even able to hook them up to be able to be monitored. The one thing that the military is doing is logistical support. They're not involved in first responding. Most of them are not involved in the testing, unless they're medicos. And the medicos are equipped with PPE. If anyone out there in the military is working without protection, it's because they're doing logistical support. They're setting up hospitals. They're setting up the test centers. They're not actively involved in them if they have no PPE.
Wouldn't that be the most important time if you're setting up hospitals to be able to be covered?
No, because there's no patients there when you're setting it up. Have a little logic.
No,
I'm not trying to be. I'm asking questions because I don't know. I'm not trying to sound ignorant or whatever.
We have National Guard activated here.
I'm asking questions
in Louisiana, and they are covering these isolation places. There's some the state parks that have been kind of closed up, obviously, but they have them set up for people that are homeless that need to be isolated, people that maybe can't go home because they have elderly parents or what have you. So they have these state parks with these cabins and stuff that the National Guard here are manning to take care of people that have to stay in isolation, and they're doing the testing sites and things like that as well. There's an issue with them, doing any policing, while this is going on because of the was
Yeah,
it
they're
posse comitatus?
they're
Wait a
letting
minute, wait a
people
minute.
out in every county but
If
mine.
they
Yeah,
are,
they've been letting a lot of people out of jail. I know that's been going on here
Not in
too.
mine. They've actually shut down visiting. They're giving them free phone calls, and they're giving them like stamps every day for mail for free.
Yeah,
That's what
Teresa,
they're doing.
if the National Guard members are under the governor's directions, they can supplement law enforcement. It's when Trump nationalizes them, then the Posse Comitatus Act comes into effect.
Well, I
Then
know
why do
that
we
we've
have
had
why
National
do we have
Guard
more tanks
activated.
coming in?
We've had National Guard activated in New Orleans, in the city of New Orleans before, after Katrina. So I know, and we've had them, especially with the gang crisis that they had in New Orleans after Katrina. So I know that they can be used that way. I don't know that they are. I haven't seen them used that way, or even heard that they're being used that way here at this moment.
Just a theory for this no thanks guy. A lot of people are talking about these tanks, and really the only logical thing is because there's not going to be an armed forces that like within America that's going to attack Americans. It's more than likely because of what I've been saying since this started is I'm very worried that we're gonna have a terrorist attack somewhere in North America, or a foreign country will see this as an opening for an attack. So they're gonna position their forces for all eventualities.
Tenth Man, let me introduce you to Doug. Doug, this is Tenth Man. I don't know what Tenth Man's real name is. I know Doug's name is obviously Doug.
Everybody
People
knows
call him
my
Doug. I'm not sure. I know
It's
I've
Doug.
heard it before, but anyway, Doug's been doing auditing for at least a year or so now, I think. And then Doug, Tenth Man, kind of is new on the scene. He has a lot of philosophical things to say. I have nothing bad to say about him. He thinks I'm a monster sometimes, but I'm sure, Doug, you've
I
had your
think maybe we both
issues as
misunderstood
well.
each other. I think that
I got thick skin though.
I've watched them a few times.
What I think happened is we both had a run-in with the same person that you brought up earlier, and it made everything get way out of control.
What happened?
No worries. No worries about that.
Anyway, one last thing before I go, because I'm going to
But I
go.
wanted to introduce you guys, so that you'd know who you were talking to. Go ahead, 10th Man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say one last thing. Apparently, he's been watching me, which is cool. But one last thing is that, see, in the video I sent you in private chat there, I don't know if you really want to play it on yours. It's from PBS, though, right? And he explains the whole thing. It's only 8 minutes. You can start it at 1:22. But the main reason why they're doing the lockdown, I know this may sound morbid, but it really is the way that it is not to stop the outbreak, but to slow it enough so that they don't run out of medical facilities to house these people. Because if it gets out of control and hundreds and hundreds of thousands more people are infected, we do not have the medical facilities to treat these people. So it would get out of control, and that's what this guy explains.
Absolutely. That's what this is all about. It's about trying to... Go ahead, Becca.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, that's what this whole, isolation thing is about is, it's not like they're thinking that we're all not going to catch it. Eventually, 70% of the country they suspect will be exposed to it, but they want to keep our hospitals so that, we're not inundated and there aren't respirators for everyone. That would suck. Go ahead, Becca.
Now, this might sound a little bit odd, but you know how there's like only the essential places are open, like grocery stores and whatnot are open?
Yes.
I feel like because I've heard that it's, gotten around to few grocery stores and whatnot, I feel like they should just as a safety precaution, they should test every single employee that's still working.
Yeah. Don't you think 10th man should pay for my Uber rides to and from work?
We'll see. We'll see once my PayPal gets activated. If,
I think you.
Tenth
I
man,
think
you got a
you
fucking
should pay
PayPal
for
going
my-
on. I noticed.
Shut up, 10th man. Just shut up and let me talk. I think you should pay for my my Uber rides to and from work. I'm an essential. I think that's something you could do.
I'm an essential too. 10th man.
She's an essential too, but I need rides to and from work. And 10th man, I think you ought to pay for it.
Yeah, there's not enough pretty people around for that. A-Balance, as you were,
I think you should pay for it.
as A-Balance was saying, I did accidentally add a PayPal to one of my videos. But
Pay
it's gone.
for it. 10th man, you gotta pay for it, man.
Yeah. Anyway, anything else for A-Balance to say before I go? I don't want to be rude.
Yeah, you're a fucking idiot. Get off the stage.
Pay for my shit.
Happy Christmas.
Pay for
Bye.
my shit.
Yeah, thanks for coming by. I appreciate him coming by, you guys.
Sorry to disrespect your panel, Teresa, but that had to be done.
I have Doug in the back, and I think I'm gonna see. Yep, bring him back.
Well,
Doug.
Hey, Dougie, how's it going, buddy?
Sorry about that. What's going on?
Pay for my shit too. Who is that? No, it's a joke. Okay, I'm out.
You know, the first time that I met 10th Man, I was on a panel, and I think it was, I hate to even mention her name, but I think Caroline in Fort Worth was on the panel, and, you know, she's going back and forth with me, and I got nasty with her, and he must have thought I was a bitch. I mean, he must really thought I was mean, because it took me, I don't know, but the last 3 weeks or something to try to convince him I'm not always that mean.
So now they're throwing a roast for 10th Man. I thought that was pretty ironic. Like he's Frank Sinatra or something. So Joni Rotten's throwing him a roast, but he planned his whole roast. So he's really throwing himself a roast, which is kind of anti-roast. You really want, unless you're like Sammy Davis Jr. or the Rat Pack. I mean, that's kind of a big leap to be around the community for 30 days and then throw yourself a roast, assuming that everybody knows you and what you are about. And, you know, of course he's planning the questions and things. Oh my God. It was so painful to listen to last night. I fucking was hoping Dougie came on, because at least with Dougie, you get entertained.
I love
Wait,
the
what
idea
happened?
of a
What
roast.
happened? Wait. He without Jeff Ross?
Well, it's
An
10th Man and Johnny
old-fashioned
Rotten, and
roast.
they're going to let all of 10th Man's so-called friends that he's met here on YouTube come in and roast him. I was thinking, what the fuck what is this live chat for? You know? But I mean, this is a great big plan, and that's what was going on the wee hours of this
Probably
morning.
super chat. Probably for super chats or for donations and shit. That's all.
It's not for
I
Joe
love-
Cool, 10th Man.
I
I
love
was
the
there
idea
listening
of a
to it all
roast.
today.
Let's do a roast for DDT.
No, he can't handle a roast. DDT will start taking it too seriously. You have to be mentally ready for a roast.
God.
You give us a day. I think Abe Balance and I could roast the shit out of him.
Y'all can have a roast for me.
You're hard to roast because you're too nice.
I have thick skin. There's all kinds of stories you can tell about me too.
Hey, but ever since you made that 18 video about me, as you know, I fell in love.
That's one of my favorite videos.
That was hilarious. I don't even know Auditor. Like, I've never met him, never talked to him on the phone, nothing. And I go on one of his live chats. There's like 6 people in it. And he's like, "Hey, what's up, Doug?" He's like, "Apparently, you know, we're in the A team and you know me." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he sent me the video. We watched it on his channel and I was dying. I was laughing my ass off. Hilarious.
Do you know Jin T and Doug? Not Doug. Tammy Lili.
Mm-hmm. Tammy Lulu.
The Genty one is my favorite, where it's Mr.
Mr.
Genty.
Genty was hilarious. I thought that was great humor. I thought that was good humor. It was hilarious. I actually watched it today. It's funny. It's funny. I was just looking back on shit. So,
My Two Beagles moving avatar, is it the moving avatar here on the Streamlabs or on Discord? A moving avatar on Discord requires Nitro.
No, Doug lurks. I'm bouncing. Doug lurks.
I've lurked before, but it's just because I don't have a fight in me right at that point. There's no reason to fight it. I just want to watch what's going on and how people are feeling.
Can't hear you.
Is that a rage quit DDT?
We lost DDT, and Doug's got his finger over the microphone.
I know we lost DDT,
Hi, Felipe.
but y'all, I'll probably have a talk with him about later.
Is he mad at us? Did he rage leave?
I don't know. I think Doug might be his main problem.
What did you do now, Dougie? You're going back to work. So where are you going back to work? Like at the comedy club?
He's going back to work in security, but not the same company as Lou.
Oh my God, I could just imagine if he was going into the same company as Lou. Oh my God.
That would be epic.
That would be.
Imagine how much of nothing would get done at night. But that's a security guard, so I mean, there's not a whole lot of expectations.
I was backstage for two. I was backstage.
Spit it out, Ode.
I was backstage for 2 hours. What the hell, Teresa? Jeez.
And now it's time. Now it's time to end this stream.
Oh, that's how it is.
Just kidding.
Sorry, Doug. I had to get on you.
My family's dying for me to end this stream because they have to be real quiet when I'm on the computer like this.
Oh, I see.
We could all go to Abel and troll him for a while.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, you can troll me if you want. I need some new material.
Who's going to have a live panel? I just need a live panel all night long.
Well, some of the live panels, when you sit around YouTube for a while, of course, it becomes you a little bit, and it becomes addictive. So you find yourself listening to some really fucking odd people that you never would normally listen to. And 10th Man, that son of a bitch is up all night, and no matter what, you know, I'm always going back to 10th Man to see who's on or what's what bullshit is coming out of his mouth. And I mean, that's his show. He's got me hooked like a little bitch to it, you know, like hook, line, and sinker.
Well, I can only watch so much of the conspiracy stuff, and I start kind of yelling at my computer, and I get a little bit irritated. So I can't watch too much conspiracy.
It's how much can you take? It's a challenge almost to yourself. I'm good for about 10, 15 minutes, then I have to go back to something a lot more relative.
They have those conspiracy theories, and I can take about 2 minutes and like, damn, you stupid motherfuckers, quit.
Well, fuck it. He did have a good little segment this morning. He had Mouse. Mouse came on the panel for a little bit. At the worst time, it was like 4 in the morning or 5, 6 in the morning maybe, and he jumped on and he started talking about aliens with 10th Man, and I thought, holy shit, that's kind of a funny thing. So I had to listen, but even 10th Man couldn't take Mouse. He had kicked him off the panel because he was going into his loops. I'm like, fuck, that was predictable, you know. But it goes to show you, 10th Man is human. He is a human being.
Yeah, I think he's going to learn. He's going to learn.
On YouTube, everybody on these live streams is human.
How come Tammy ain't live or Lou or Jen?
They might be working. Aren't they all essential?
Okay.
Essential workers. Where's that Frog video? I bet Frog wouldn't mind if I played the
essential workers. You know what's weird? I have to work a 7-hour and 15-minute shift tomorrow. not 7.5 hours, but 7 hours and 15 minutes.
So you're projecting a lot of stuff on the shelves?
Basically been sanitizing carts and
Oh, you
bagging
better not complain about it.
groceries.
We don't want, you better be happy about doing that. Make sure you're all wrapped up. I'd be wrapping myself up as soon as I got out of bed. I'll walk right out the door into the car and drive. Or
Need to
walk.
get one of those hamster balls that humans can get in.
Yeah, those big inflatable
what I
bubbles.
need to get is one of those little hamster, the hamster bowls that the hamsters play in.
They closed the reservation down here. So I was in a bit of a panic tonight. So I'm going to have to find cheap tobacco and weed like everybody else, I guess.
Pug Face Media needs to do that. See how many people you get to laugh at them.
I had 2 beagles. I do wear gloves, but I've been looking for masks, but I can't find them anywhere.
Can you hear this?
Yes.
This is the essential worker clip.
Oh, I'm gonna have to flag you.
Don't flag me.
Remember when Jerry Seinfeld got caught making out during Schindler's List?
I expect to be compensated.
File a grievance with
I
the
do.
economic office. It's your right.
Would it do any good?
Of course not.
All right, now let's talk about what we saw. Now we have to talk about it.
Frog did a crappy job on the video.
That was almost like a 10th Man live stream. Schindler's List.
Yes, Tutti Frutti. I work
about what we
in
saw.
retail. I've looked at my own work for masks. I've looked at Walgreens. I don't know
Okay.
where else Rodney would have them.
Okay, back to the topic. Oy. Frog did a pretty good job on that video.
Yeah, I don't know if I played it all, but these people shoveling snow, and I guess they're essential workers, and somebody comes along to take one of them away, and they all just look down and just shovel snow, and the guy's like, "No, I'm an essential worker," and then they shoot him.
Uh-oh.
Essential
Becca,
worker.
Becca, they're coming for you.
They're what? Odin?
You're an essential worker, that means we're going to take you off and they'll tap you.
Or drop me.
Kroger's
They've
didn't
actually
all
given me
close.
more hours.
Are you
No,
working
not
more
all
hours?
Kroger has closed.
All right, you guys. Well, it was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful having this 2 hour and 48 minute and 27 second live stream with all of you. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed it, but I think we're going to have to go ahead and sign off. Here it is, 9:48. I haven't even taken my medicine yet. I haven't eaten.
Uh-oh.
Ah,
Are you going to go self-med? That's a joke.
I'm going to go self-medicate, and I'm going to go pout as I'm bitter. I'm very bitter.
I don't see how you could be better than that guy.
I'm very rotten and bitter. And I'm probably going to eat some crawfish tonight.
Damn. So, A-Balance, you going live next?
Yeah, A-Balance, are you going to go live next? So I'm going to go eat dinner and I'll come back.
Well, it's not like we have anything to do. Yeah, I'll go live and host a panel for a while. Talk some
Okay.
shit.
I might try to,
Try to
try to work
flatten
out
out
that.
the conspiracy.
Yeah,
Flatten out
yeah,
the curve of
flat out
conspiracy
stuff.
theorists on YouTube. Sorry, Teresa, I was talking over you.
You have to come up with a decent name. We thought about this one for a good while.
What's the title of this called?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
I
oh,
don't
you
think it
would add
matters
that.
much. It's like
Something like that.
you can guarantee it's well, like 10th Man had a pretty solid number overnight. Like for like 3 a.m, I think he had 20 or 25 people in there. But the thing with 10th Man is he thinks they're all legitimate people watching him and enjoying him. That's what he likes to believe. But once you're around YouTube a little bit, you realize you could probably count those people out on your hand and the probability. And yep, there we go. Oh, I noticed Defend was talking smack about me, and I got a clip of that this morning with Lady Di. So that'll be exciting. It was. But anyway, sorry to interrupt. I'll go start my own live stream and we'll bullshit over there about it.
Okay, well, look, this is the name of this one is Asshats RU1 Troll the Trolls Non-Pandemic Super Hot Panel Stream. So you got to come up with something better than that.
Can I put like 2?
You can. 2.0. 2.0.
Okay. All right.
That's Hattery 2.0.
That sounds fine. I'll see you guys in a bit.
I'll see you guys all later. Wonderful talking to you. Thank you all so much for coming.
Yep.
Y'all all have a nice evening in the chat as well.
All right.